What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know what time it is, baby. You either get right or you get left. You in the birdcage with your boy, the historian. We got day two of the draft. We got the magnificent birdcage crew coming in to check it out with us. But before we get to that, go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button for us so we can go ahead and make sure that we can continue to keep bringing you the goodies that we bring you every week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy day two of the draft.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
It's official like a referee with a whistle. We in the building. You're in the building with your boy, the historian, right now in the birdcage. We have the magnificent birdcage crew getting ready to come in while we fulfill your needs for the day two drafts. Hit that like and that subscribe button. We ain't gonna double up on that. But like I said, as I told you at the beginning, just hit that like and subscribe button for us so we can keep bringing it to you. But before we bring anything else to you, I got my man K Dub, Killer Killian Worthy in the building that's getting ready to join us. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Birdcage listeners, subscribers? Good to be in the building tonight. Day two. I got my wishes on day one with Penix, so we're gonna see what happens in day two. I'm excited. I hope the fan base is too. I hope they've slept during the pick and they've come to their senses that we got our now and our future at quarterback and the QB position one that will not hold us back anymore like it has the last few seasons. Glad to be in the building tonight. If you haven't heard from the historian, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The Birdcage is in for day two. Let's get in.
Damn, just we just doubled up. Okay, double up like the shots with that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey man, I got a clown today, man. I ain't get much sleep last night, man. Still had to go to the job, boy. I was tired as hell. It was
yeah, man.
rough. It was a rough one. I don't even drink energy drinks like that, but I had to get one. Man, you know I had to pull something out the closet. I couldn't find it yesterday, but I got it today, as you can see. You know what jersey this is, don't you?
Yeah. I know who jersey it is. Like I
And
said,
we drafted a quarterback. It's only right for me to rock a quarterback that actually played for us. It sucks that he didn't play that long, but you know I had to break out the Brett Favre jersey on everybody tonight, man. And go back to we going. Hey, if we gonna go back to it, let's go back to those birds in '91 when we went to the playoffs out of nowhere. So I'm with it, bro. How about yourself?
like I said, I'm with all the fireworks. I'm for moving up, or like I said, I'm moving up in day two. I'm moving back in day two. Like I said, gather more picks. Like I said, I'm with everything. I said it's a very deep draft. We just scratched the surface yesterday. That was just the first layer that came off. It's a lot of great players if you just continue to dig deeper into this draft. And that was just one pick. I think some of our fan base kind of overreacted. We got today to really change a lot of these people's minds, perspective of which way this franchise is going to go. We can move and win this division and move in the right direction moving forward for the Falcons franchise.
You being nice. I'm just gonna call it for this. You being nice. You said they overreacted. No, they threw a hissy fit and they whined and they cried and they moaned. Man, please. Steve White said it the best, man. We have the whiniest fan base in America. We do.
And they showed their true colors yesterday. So
hey, you see Andre Rison on the stage, baby, with that blue I said the 91 Falcons, right? They got old Bad Moon Rising on the stage, and if you saw when he was lifting his phone, he's got his Black Falcons undershirt on, the old school throwback shirt. So you definitely we got to bring them 91 vibes back in here, man. The only difference is we just don't want to give up our franchise quarterback like the last regime did. You know what I'm saying? And watched him win a Super Bowl, lose a Super Bowl, and go on to have 20 years in the league. So, this is just a reminder of what we could have had. But we have that in Michael Penix Jr. So you got to give him time. Don't just throw him away after 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. Let him cook. Give him a second. But getting back to Penix, one of the biggest things that we had issues with was getting that ball downfield last year. That was one of the biggest things we had issues with. And so when you look at it, all I can tell you is now we have somebody that can get the ball downfield. I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. So in a sense, all you can do is just sit back and just laugh at this point and just say, man, this is a mess all the way around. It's a mess all the way around. And the fan base, you just got to get behind the guys that, how can I put it? You got to get behind the guys that's got the jersey. No, I'm not the biggest Kyle Pitts fan in the world. I'll tell you that now. I am not. However, he wears red and black with that Falcon on the side of his helmet. Guess what? I'm pulling for him. Might not be my favorite, but I'm pulling for him. So it's what it is.
And like I said, I just feel like once he gets out there and starts slinging it around, because like I said, how a lot of quarterbacks played last season. I mean, you always got to have an insurance policy at quarterback. I think you're going to see Penix on the field before, 2, 3, 4 years, like everybody's predicting. Not saying I want anything to happen to Kirk Cousins, but this is the type of league that we play in the NFL. So I just feel like we don't know what the compensation or our penalization is going to be next season with the tampering charges. That could lead to maybe losing a first round pick. So I mean, there's reasons to think and wonder why they took a quarterback at 8, but they may know some things that we don't know. So let's go ahead and secure our future now, because next season also is not that deep of a quarterback draft. Even though Beck is coming out, I'm talking about the draft in itself.
Yep.
And total is not as deep as this draft here is this year. So it was a smart move to go ahead and secure your quarterback of the future now in this draft compared to next year's draft moving forward if you're doing your projecting. Like I said, this draft had a lot more different arms and different elder quarterbacks because of the age of because of COVID, because of the extra years that they had in school. So a lot of these quarterbacks have had a little age on them. But if the quarterback can play at least 10 years for us, that's a positive. So having a chance for him to sit, learn how to be a professional quarterback at this level, and learn how to read NFL defenses and go through reads and learn just how what he can do in this league and what he can't do in this league is going to be valuable for the kid. But I do believe he'll see the field sooner rather than later. Not in any attempt to just sabotage Kirk Cousins, but I just feel like this is the type of league where you're going to see your backup come in, maybe play a couple games. So maybe that help that Achilles heel is not fully healthy. I think you'll see a lot of him in the preseason, and I think the fans will slowly fall in love with that beautiful arm that he has. Like I had, watching film and watching the games I did when he played at the University of Washington. But I know a lot of people are just so dead set on us getting an end, but the last few ends that we've drafted, we just don't draft ends well. I mean, if you look at our draft history, we don't draft ends well. So I don't know why everybody's all clamoring for ends. And during our draft history, we don't draft ends well, but we have drafted quarterbacks well in Michael Vick and Matt Ryan. So I'm
Well,
just going
you
with the
forgot
history.
one. You forgot one. You forgot about the old. You forgot about old Peachtree Bart.
I mean, I didn't forget about him. I'm just throwing more recent
Oh,
selections out there. I mean, I'm not forgetting about Peachtree Bart. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just throwing more recent names out there. But we're
but
not going to leave him out the equation. I mean, he's part of Falcon history also. So,
yeah,
but I
because
mean, we have gotten it right at that position. That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, I'm
well,
just trying
he's
to figure out the last great end. Maybe we drafted was maybe Patrick Kearney or something of that nature. But
well. Hold
it's
up,
been a
hold up,
while.
hold up. Now you just said that the reason I'm mentioning that because we've only had three good quarterbacks in the franchise history, and that's the reason why I mentioned Steve Bartkowski because Bart, was a first round pick in 1975, and the reason that draft is so significant is, man, you had the legendary Walter Payton in that draft as well as Robert Brazile, his teammate out of Jackson State. So we got a quarterback and we passed on one of the legendary running backs. Now Bart was damn good. No, don't get it twisted. But you had two Hall of Fame. You had a few Hall of Famers in that draft. But like you say, like Coach Smith says, you never know what you're gonna get because in that first round, it's 25% of a succession rate when it comes to drafting a franchise player. Period. It's always a 25% succession rate. Normally, the guys from the second round on down normally are the ones who hit, but then you still have some of the first rounders who do hit. So, I can't leave out Bart or whatnot because he's always forgotten out of the conversation. And the Bills are on the clock right now. And honestly, I can see the Bills going to get a wide receiver after they allowed their rival in Kansas City to move up. How do you let your rival in Kansas City move up and go grab one of the most dangerous receivers in the draft with Xavier Worth? How? And you're gonna have to face these guys in the postseason, and you know this.
I mean, I called it out. I mean, you had to seen that. I seen that about 5, 6, 7 picks coming up until Kansas City's pick. But I mean, if you allow those guys to come up and do that, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you have to uh, veto those trades or whatever it may be. But I mean, like I say, it's a lot of great receivers out there. Everybody should be happy with at least one or two of their picks in this draft because it was a deep draft.
Yes, it
I'm
was.
thinking everybody will be happy with the toys that they got in this draft and the pieces that they landed. I mean, every team should at least get, at least one or two of their draft picks should be a gem for them if they did their homework. But I mean,
Now the
that's
thing.
the kind of draft it is.
Now here's the thing. The thing that kills me at this point right now when we talk about it is we now look, we're all done. Now, me and you, we dog fans. We got fans that are from Bama and all these other places. Now, there was some folks that were complaining and crying about Ricky Pearsall getting drafted before Lad McConkey yesterday. I saw it in the chats. I saw it all over. You got to understand, Pearsall wasn't always a Gator. He was at Arizona State with Jaden Daniels. And when you look at the numbers that they put up, they were solid together. And when they went away, they still produced and they produced in the SEC. And Pearsall is a guy um, who fit that San Francisco way. When you talk about wide receivers, you talk about route running, you're talking about hands, you're talking about solid speed or whatnot. But let's get to it. Get out your feelings. We're not gonna get all us dog fans, and I'm saying this here. We are not going to get all of these boys drafted in the first round. The NFL doesn't work like that. It's all about needs for schemes. You got to realize he did not fit their scheme in San Francisco. Just like what we have right now. We wanted Jalen Carter, but apparently they did not want him in our system. Apparently he didn't fit what they wanted to do. And we passed on him. He was one of the best defensive linemen last year because he fit into that system in Philly that they have. So you have to understand, we draft for needs. Now, when you look at some of the drafts, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm fine with saying it, we reached 3 years straight under Arthur Smith. We reached. We went for things that we did not need to have. But now that we have a competent head coach and then we have a competent GM who has power now, you're going to see things go into a direction of what we need, not what we want. And the thing is, I want to win by any means necessary. What's going on, Wallace?
I want to win by any means necessary. Also, like I say, it's a plethora of players out there, man. Keon Coleman just came off the board. Just throwing that out there for listeners and subscribers if you're not watching it. But that's one of the receivers off the board there. But like I say, you can double back and go get some of the guys that he's used to throwing to because Polk is still out there that he threw to at Washington.
Well, there goes my dream. Keon Coleman is going to Buffalo. I figured they would take a receiver. That was the guy that I had coming to Atlanta because of his skill set. So we might get old Laddie or we might get AD Mitchell. You never know.
I mean, we got to see how this draft folds. I think now we're going to have a run on some more receivers since the first one off the board right here is a receiver. So do we trade up and go get Laddie? Because I think we're about 10 picks back or something of that nature.
Nah, I'm going to tell you this here. If we don't get him, I say go ahead and get Corley. Corley is a guy that Western Kentucky, Debo Samuel type body, great hands, great speed, great feet or whatnot. Thank you to my lovely assistant. I got hooked up with a beverage, a cold frosted beverage. It's not beer. It's actually a sparkling orange juice. So thanks to my lovely assistant.
Well, like I said, I know they brought Ladd in for private workout. So, just like they did with Penix. So, I just read the tea leaves. If they really covered him, they got a chance they could move up and go get him.
Well, it's a few receivers that we brought in for a workout. He was local, so it didn't hurt them when you look at, how they're actually able to go locally and get guys. It doesn't hurt them from taking visits or whatnot. That's why they were able to take 2 visits with Penix, and they were able to look at some other guys as well.
No, I mean, I don't understand. They looked at other names. I'm just saying that's one of the names I know that they looked at, and I was just saying that the direction could point that way if he's feasible to land in their lap. See, right now we may have a run on receivers, and that pushes up your draft board to where if that's your guy, you go try to go get him like some of the other guys did in the first round with JJ McCarthy and going out to Dallas Turner when people trade up to go get those guys.
Well, the Chargers have traded up for the 34th pick. And when you look at it, this is one of these things where you're like, well, you already know Jim Harbaugh is getting ready to try to build up his team. So he's going to probably go either wide receiver or defensive tackle. And honestly, I think us, the Falcons, we need to go defensive tackle in this second round. There's your boy. Good old Ladd McConkey.
He might go to the Chargers here. They looking
he probably will go.
Hey, man, somebody trade up and go get him. That's what I'm talking about.
Jim Harbaugh. And the thing is, but just think about it. They don't have any receivers. They lost both of their receivers. So when you look at the Chargers are definitely a team that's going to be on the rise. You got a young offensive lineman. You have a young quarterback in Justin Herbert, and now you got to get him more weapons because Herbert's in a position where he doesn't have anybody to throw to right now. You lost your running back as well. You've got to, like we said, you've got to build around the needs. You got to build around the needs. And at this point, I really believe that we are going to be in a spot where when we build our needs, I feel like the needs are going to be sufficed. We needed, all I can say is this. They got him, but he's been suspect. Let's just be real. First year, he wasn't dominant. He was good, but he wasn't dominant. He's got to have somebody to offset that so he can become good. Because if you think about it, he was a monster at TCU because they had 3 or 4 receivers that was getting off that year. So it was wide open for him. So again, this is just how it goes. But I definitely agree with you on that, Wallace. If you like to come in, you guys can. We already provided. I provided the link for you guys. I'll provide it again for you guys because we want fan involvement today.
Oh, Laddie, go.
Lad's gone to the Chargers.
All right, lad. Don't do your thing out there, baby.
Hey, long as we don't have to see him, I'm fine.
You always come out. I do want to see him. I like to see him play. He way out there.
Oh, no. When I say I'm talking about us in a big game, I don't want to play against him because we know Lad is money. In big games, Lad is a gamer.
Yeah, glad to see you going out the board, baby.
Second round, baby. 2-time national champion Georgia Bulldog, Lad McConkey. Well, you gotta make sure you save your money because it is expensive out there in San Diego, laddie.
Oh, laddie. Oh.
Now, the one thing about Lad I can say is this. When you look at how you look at some of these physical corners, the one thing I can say about Lad's got his great acceleration, and not just acceleration, he has good hip movement, great hips. If you ever look at how he runs his routes, you see how he gets in and out. Lad has good footwork and great hips. And to be the defensive back, you got to have great hips, great feet, and great hands. Lad went through a situation where he had the dropsies, but once he got out of that, Lad became one of the most dominant receivers in college football that was slept on. The numbers don't lie. So looking at it, I know you're enjoying this because you know I came around to Lad later on in life, but at first I wasn't a Lad fan. Even though I'm a dog, I'll admit it.
He went 10 picks before we could get up there to go get him, but that's good though. That means he better than that. What I thought he was gonna get drafted at. I thought we would have a chance at him, but he going early day 2. So
now all I can say is I really want a defensive tackle. That kid Newton or that kid or the kid out of Texas Sweat. I want a defensive tackle in that number 2 spot because we've got to start drafting for the future. Not saying Grady's not going to be here, but you got to start grooming this guy, and you got to start bringing depth. You got a 360-pound man, huh?
Oh, we traded up. I told you we traded up.
Yes, sir.
Let's
go, Falcon fans. We're going to get it. Let's go.
We wanted Lad. We done traded up. I called it. We wanted Lad. We pissed off. We wanted Lad. We like, damn, he out the board.
I need defense right now. I know everybody's saying one thing. I need defense right now.
I want to know what we gave up. I just want to know what we gave up to come up to the 35.
We gave up draw. I guarantee you we probably gave up the draws.
I know he like, man, I wanted McConkey.
Now what? Now here's the question.
Come off the board. I said it's a run on receiver.
They might
go get AD Mitchell.
If they get AD Mitchell, I'm gonna go ecstatic. I'm letting you know that now. If they get AD, I want defense. I really want defense. All I can say is, what's going on, Big Carl Parker, aka Taz, my boy, my partner, my boy? What's happening?
It's a run on receivers right now, man.
Yeah. Now here's the question. I wonder who else they gonna go after. That's the question because there's a ton of receivers in this draft.
Damn, I wonder what all we gave up, man. What we gave up to go up to the pick.
What's going on? What's going on?
We up, Falcon fan. We up early.
Let's go, baby.
Quick.
The pick is in.
I called we gonna trade up.
Let's go.
I called we gonna trade up. Let's go. What we got? They seem real happy though.
Let's see.
If they go receiver, I hope they go at AD Mitchell, man.
Me too.
Give me that.
I'm not even gonna lie. If they go AD Mitchell, that's gonna be something serious. Now here's the question. Now, if they go cornerback or defensive tackle, that'll sit there and throw you off. But I'd be happy with either one because we need that.
They might go Sweat. Sweat.
I see a Texas jersey on up in there. That's an old Bijan Robinson jersey.
They might go Sweat. They might go Sweat right here.
It would be smart to do that. That's just my opinion on that. It would be smart to get your defensive tackle at this point.
I think when Laddie went off the board, man, that made some stuff happen in that office.
What's going on, Mills? Yeah, we moved up quick, baby. We moved up real quick.
I mean, when I heard Terry Fontenot about an hour and a half ago, he was talking about trading up. So
Hey man, look.
I kind of already knew he was what he
All
was
right,
thinking.
here we go. So the Cardinals got the 35 pick and the 35 pick with us. They switched with us or whatnot. They got a third round pick. Ooh, so we didn't give up. So no, we got that. I wonder what else they got from us. So they got a 6th round pick. I'm sorry.
Oh, they got one of our thirds and one of our sixes.
They got a second. It said Cardinals received 2024 second round pick, number 35, and then they got the 6th round pick from us. So we gave up some stuff. Now here's the question: do you think they go get an offensive tackle?
Come on, Ryan. You got the glasses on.
Andre. Oh, guess who joining us now? We got old Gray Beard in the building. Gray.
Yo.
Andre Bad. Hold on. Andre Bad Moon Rising is up. Let's make sure we get that straight. Bad Moon. And he's a good old Flint, Michigan boy. Here we go.
A D tackle out of Clemson. We get a D tackle. I don't know who he is. A D tackle out of Clemson.
Hold on.
I don't know too much about him.
They got Ruka Roro over Sweat? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hold up, man.
I said D tackle, but damn, Ruka Roro? Come on, man.
Get me wet, man.
What's up with the love affair with Clemson, dog? The last Clemson player we took. Oh well. Hey, welcome to the family, Roro.
I want to quit. I ain't going to even lie.
Sweat. I say this. I wanted Sweat or Newton, but they chose Roro.
Okay, so when do we pick again? Is it what a 4th round?
No, picking a third.
We really chose that cat. Now that is a questionable. I'm gonna say this here. This is a questionable pick. Now I'm gonna ride with him because he's here, but that's questionable. You pass on Newton out of Illinois, and you pass on Sweat. Roro is a good ball player. Don't get it twisted. But again, maybe this is what they need for their system. They want a short defensive tackle like Grady. But the thing is, though, still undersized. But hey, it's what it is.
Quet would have been perfect.
What's going on, Matt? We all like the first pick. This pick, I'm questioning it. I'm not saying I hate it, but all I'm saying is this: you in the 3-4 defense, you got to have a big body. You got to have a big body. You got to have a dump truck, and he's a little undersized. He can play. Don't get it twisted. Homeboy can play, but again, we passed on Sweat and we passed on Newton for a reason. But hey, we gotta just ride with it.
Hey, look, I don't want to be pessimistic. I just want to be happy because y'all said we would need defensive lineman and we took a guy.
But that's a guy. But bro, that's a guy that you could have gotten a third.
Yeah, you could have got him in a
Well, you ain't got to. I'm gonna sit here and say it. You ain't got to. I got that. I do it. It's fine with me. I'm doing it.
It ain't gonna always be the guy you want.
I get it, but at the same time, it's about 4 defensive tackles in this draft that fits a 3-4 scheme very well. They didn't play a 3-4 scheme in Clemson. So at the end of the day, thank you. They played a 4-3. So he's a guy that's going to be coming in playing in a 3-4 defense. In a 3-4 defense, you have to have a big body D tackle that's going to eat up blocks. Period. Why do you think Tampa was as effective as they were with your boy? With Nada, with Holy Nada. Why do you think they were effective? And here's the thing, he's a 3 technique. And when you got a 3 technique or whatnot, you're playing him out of position. He's not a 0 technique.
I would have got Quet.
Oh, Coach McGriff just vouched what I said. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, he's a 3 technique. That's why I'm like, you got to get a big body for a 0 technique. But hey, he's in the family.
I don't know what they train the thought of thinking in. Maybe they gonna change that defense. I have no idea.
No, they already.
No, not with a D tackle like that. you're not going. That's a guy that's going to be an anchor on your defense because we still have Oyamata, and then you got Grady coming back off of a knee injury. He's going to be a rotational piece right now. But all I'm gonna say is this: I just hope that he fits in that zero technique, even though he's played a 3 technique his whole career.
I mean, congratulations, Rope. Welcome to the
welcome, Rope.
Welcome to the Falcon. But for me, I just think Quet, when you just watch him play, man, he just jump out on you, man. I mean, you just can't coach instinct like that to get to the ball, and you can't just coach him being able to clog up that middle with Onyemata and the rest of that crew. For me, I just would have got Quet. I think because he got that DUI, you can hit that, you can hit Stark and just drop him like crazy. And for me, whoever gets this guy, you're gonna get a highly motivated Quet. They're gonna be like, for all these teams that passed up on me, I got something for you.
All I'm gonna say is this: you better hope Sweat don't go to New Orleans.
God no. God no.
That's all I'm gonna say.
God no. But for me, hey, they got a plan in place. I'm trying to see what's going on. For me, we wanted a defensive tackle.
Okay. He's too short. He's too short to play the 5 tech DN. Agreed, coach. Not saying that he can't play, but you're right. The intangibles and the size just ain't there, especially for that position. So, hey, it's what it is.
What do you think they're gonna do?
So what all did we give up to get to go up to 35?
We gave up the 43rd and the 79th, and we pretty much swapped picks. So we gave up our second, and we gave up one of the 6. Yeah, and now we got their 35th and their 185th. I mean 165th pick. I mean 180th.
What is that? A 7th round?
Yeah, 7th round.
Yeah, that would be that's round 6. No, 6th round.
Yeah, we pretty much flip flop.
We gave up a 6th round.
So we swapped both second and 6th round picks.
Pretty
much.
No, I mean that ain't bad to move up. I guess.
No, because you could have got him at 43rd. That was the case.
Exactly. You didn't have to move to get a Roro. Roro was gonna be there.
He was gonna be.
They might like a Roro. That's the key thing. Y'all don't know who's gonna be there. That was like 10 picks back.
Well, here's the thing. We already know that Newton's not gonna be there, and neither is Sweat. I promise you that. Neither one of them cats are gonna be there.
Sweat might be there in the damn 4th round.
We're not taking 2 D tackles, man.
We don't know what some of these other teams know, man. It's a lot of stuff that could be going on with that DUI. He may drop to the 4th round. We didn't even snatch him up in the 4th. We had Roro and Sweat. We never know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a put. Yeah, you're right. It might happen, but with the talent that cat has, he is not gonna drop to the 4th.
Hell.
Now, if he drops to the 4th, I'll say you're right. But in this situation, when you look up his talent level, that man ain't dropping to the 4th, dog. Come on.
I guarantee Ken Kid ain't gonna pack him up.
Exactly. Andy Reid don't mind taking guys with a little questionable pass. Again, you don't. Again, I've said it. I've said it.
You think Tampa Bay gonna pack him up too?
No, because they gotta change. They gotta get ready to get Vita Vea's replacement. He would be Vita Vea's replacement.
That's all I'm saying. So no, but
so again, it's all good.
I'm not like I said, man. Welcome. I take the next pick. We got to go defensive back.
And the Falcons got a sweet spot for Clemson for some reason.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Vic Beasley was a bust. AJ right now is a suspect. AJ is as shaky as a stripper at a pimp convention in Mississippi. That's how shaky he is right now. Grady is the best player that we've gotten out of Clemson. Point blank, period.
But I don't know, man. I'm just here for the ride. But
they got one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time, and one of the fastest of all time. It's Darrell Green.
I guess it's a run on D tackles. Because the Commanders just take a D tackle.
Yep.
Coach McGriff, I like that. We should have went O-line.
O-line. I wanted D tackle.
I mean, if we didn't want the D tackle that we want,
I just said it. Newton wasn't gonna last that long. Gone.
Shit.
That's Giselle Newton from Illinois. That kid right there is literally Grady Jarrett. Is Grady Jarrett's clone.
I
We
mean,
could have
that's
got.
why they probably went back to the same school JD Jarrett come from. They try to go back to that well. I mean,
But
You know
here's
it's
the
how
good
thing.
somebody
you know how
class.
hard to
I'm
get
looking
lightning
at
in
the
a bottle of
production.
flight.
Roro has been good, but in big time games, he vanished, bro. He vanished. And you can go back and look at the film on that one.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to justify the pick. I'm just saying that's who we selected. It's something that they liked in them. They went up. They moved up to
Yeah,
go get
he
the guy
from
10
Clemson.
picks. So it's something that they like in him.
yeah,
A great
yeah,
bid.
yeah. He from Clemson. That's what they like about him. That's pretty much what it is. But hey,
It
welcome
is what it
Rope.
is at this point.
Welcome Rope. Like I said, man, I hope we go defensive back.
Yep, we
Uh,
need to go DB. We need to go DB next, and then wide receivers are heavy in this draft. So
yeah,
I'm not worried about getting a wide receiver later. I'm worried about getting more of a defensive back at this point
we better
because we
not
just
get
lost
another.
Okuda. So Okuda's gone. So you have to draft a DB unless you're gonna stick with Clark Phillips. That's gonna be on the outside, or would you keep him in the nickel? That's the question.
I keep him in the nickel.
Because remember, Clark Phillips, was very good at that nickel spot. Very good at that nickel
I would
spot.
keep him in the nickel. And like you said, you can never have too much depth, especially quality depth. I will keep him at nickel.
So let's see. Josiah Newton had 36 quarterback pressures, the most in FBS, 7.5 sacks, second in FBS in the 2023 season. Hmm.
Telling you,
Wow.
I would have got him. I'm hard.
It's okay. Well, the Patriots are up.
You know, I bet you the Patriots get wet. And they got a defensive-minded coach too.
Well, here's the thing. Vic Beasley had a higher Atlanta Dog 88. Vic Beasley had a higher ceiling at that defensive end spot, and we saw how that went. That was a one season and he popped. So we'll see.
We gonna see. What if Philly get wet? Along with
They'll
Jalen Hurts.
probably here's the thing. Jordan Davis hadn't really panned out so far for them like that.
I
So if
mean,
they were to get sweat, you see Jordan Davis probably getting pushed out the door or traded.
ooh, they got Jalen Pork from Washington. That's a good pickup.
Yeah. They
Damn,
needed a wide receiver to go along with their quarterback Drake May. Drake
that
has
is
nobody to throw to.
that is a good pickup. Good
It's a
job.
steal.
Good job. That is a deal.
Mm.
Ooh, this is where you make your money at.
Oh man,
Exactly.
the Patriots end up getting old boy from boy Penix boy.
Got
Yep.
him a
I
weapon.
remember
Got him a
watching him
weapon.
when he was at Texas Tech. He was solid. And when he left Texas Tech, he became elite.
Do you
Already
think?
had skills, but he became even more elite when he had a better quarterback.
Do you think the
Hmm.
Patriots will get a running back in the draft?
They'll probably get one in maybe the later rounds.
Do you
The-
see a
It,
D-
it
do
wouldn't
you
surprise me if they go after the kid out of Missouri.
you know what?
It would not surprise me if they go after the kid out of Missouri or they go grab Dejon Edwards.
That's what I was saying. Either
It would
Dejon
not
or
surprise me
surprise me.
if the Pats got either one of those guys. Because
Oh
this
this
isn't even a running back heavy draft, as K Dub said yesterday.
this dude right here gonna eat in the Patriots, man.
Yeah,
He
because
gonna
Man, he
think about it,
nasty,
he's got
man. I
he
want to
gonna
put him
eat.
with Penix.
He gonna eat.
I wanted to put him right back with Penix, man. Hey, look, he's been nasty.
Bloop. Oh yeah, Drake May. You got no excuse, bro. That ain't bad.
no,
Not
he
bad.
is a dog. We're just saying that the zero technique. We never said he couldn't play. We said him being a defensive tackle at the nose spot is going to be very hard for him because in a 3-4 defense he's never played in, you're talking about a guy that's like you said, under 300 pounds. They're going to have to put a little weight on him, which I can see happening. But with him being at that zero technique, you're going to be taking on 300-pound centers and guards the whole time. And your job at the zero technique is to eat blockers for your linebackers. That's what that 3-4 defense is.
Oh, I know we ain't.
And I'm
I know
and,
y'all
and, and
talk-
I'm not taking away from his play because the boy can play. He wouldn't have been drafted if he couldn't. What I'm saying is with the defense that we're running, if we were running a 4-3 defense, he'd have been a perfect fit because he
Agreed.
definitely is nasty. But a 3-4 defense, you're talking about having a guy that's supposed to be over 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 300 pounds to eat up two blocks, minimum 2 blocks, and just let your linebackers eat. But he's here. I'm happy. We got somebody who's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. I guarantee you. He's hearing all the chatter. I'm one of the ones, and I hope he proves me wrong.
You know what though? We ain't talking about how Kansas City just pulled the ultimate check move against the Buffalo Bill.
We
How
talked about
in
that earlier. That was a
how
track team.
how in the world did Buffalo trade with the team that keep putting you out of the Super Bowl?
So we're not
Two
running.
can
Uh,
two can
nah,
yeah.
we are. We're running a high. Here's the thing, man. We're running a hybrid, but all I can say is it's one of those things. Hey, Rich, man, I got that link in there, man. Come on in here, boy. It's been a long time since we've had you in here.
Go ahead and chop it up with him. But
Yeah.
man, but Pat Mahomes, you got
No,
Hollywood Brown.
Bud Dupree's not on the roster. He was a one
No,
year a 1 year deal.
yeah, he gone. But
Yeah.
you got freaking Hollywood Brown, this kid, Rice, Kelky, Pachinko.
Well, and then you also forget what's old boy's name? You also forget the kid from uh Clyde Edwards Hilaire. That's who they just got him back. They literally just got him back. So
They might draft another
again,
running, but they might draft another running back.
now
That kid from
now I'm gonna give you this.
USC.
Now I see the Chiefs drafting a cornerback because they just let go of L'Jarius Sneed.
True.
The Chiefs are gonna go
Uh,
cornerback now.
Laughing
I can
or
see
that kid
Kamari
from
Lassiter
Alabama.
going to Kansas City. I can see him being a Kansas City Chief. Very fundamentally sound, sure tackler, and can cover. Quiet guy, not a guy that makes a lot of noise, not as flashy because he's a technician, but Lassiter is a shutdown corner, and he would fit perfectly in that defense in Kansas City.
Agreed. Agreed.
Now,
Oh,
I'm gonna give you this. We need linebacker depth, ladies and gentlemen. No one's talking about this because we don't, like I said, you saw the injuries happen last year and you saw how everything kind of shrunk up. We need some
can
linebacker
we
depth. One of the
can we
guys that I said
please?
that I would look at would be Steel Chambers out of Ohio State. He runs from sideline to sideline. Very good linebacker, athletic, strong, smart. Another guy who I would say I would go after would be Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson. Now, that is a guy I would take out of Clemson. That was one of the guys I had on my mock draft. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. plays just like his dad. So when you look at it, we need more linebackers right now because I would take Troy Anderson and drop him down as an edge rusher and let him go eat because Troy has the intangible. Troy wouldn't have to think at that defensive end spot. I think Troy would
No,
actually eat as an edge rusher with the speed, the size, and the
no, he
power that
wouldn't.
he has. Oh yeah, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time that didn't win a ring. My God, Warren Moon.
Warren
Love
Moon.
me some Warren Moon.
What about the linebacker from North Carolina State? You think he'll fit?
Hey, you talking about
The
Wilson?
men one, the
Wilson
one, the
would
men
fit in
one,
perfect. Wilson
yeah,
would fit in perfectly.
the one the men
Wilson
super
can
talking about.
Wilson can play middle or he can play strong. K Dub, what you think?
Linebackers.
Yeah, we were talking about the kid out of North Carolina State, man.
I don't really like none of these linebackers in this particular draft. Or it's not a linebacker draft.
Here you
Unless
go.
you're going to be reaching. I just feel like we're going to go after your secondary, load up on your hard hitting safeties and your hard hitting cornerbacks in this particular draft because it's loaded with
Oh, they
secondary
got
depth.
him. They
That's
got
just
him.
my.
Well,
Oh, he
he
went
gone.
to our division rival.
I
So
told you.
yeah, I guess the historian was right. He didn't last that much longer, but I guess we took the guy that
No,
we
you
like.
don't
I don't know.
pass
I mean,
up on
it's
that.
something that
You don't
scared us away from it.
Well, he in the AFC. He's playing for the Titans, so
thank
I ain't mad at that.
thank
He playing for
God.
the Titans.
Thank
Oh, the
God.
Titans. Oh,
Thank
somebody.
God.
Hold up. So I thought is it the Rams?
No, the Titans.
Tavondre
Trade
Sweat,
alert.
we passed up on that joker there.
That's what I'm saying.
Lord.
I'm talking about Devondre
Oh,
Sweat. That we
gee.
just took
He's
him.
going to the Tennessee Titans. They just picked him.
Okay.
The Rams
Yeah, I
just
mean, like I
traded
said,
up.
it was a run on D tackles, man. Hey, look, I don't know, man. It's something that our brass like the guy from Clemson. I don't know. I can't justify that one. I don't want to try to make up anything, but maybe he's a gem for us later down the road.
Hey,
Maybe.
hey, freaking the
And the
Rams
Panthers traded their
traded
pick.
up. Yeah, they traded to the
Yeah, the
Rams.
Panthers traded their pick. You're right, Terry. Now, don't be surprised if you, like I said, you got Newton and Sweat off the board. Brandon Fisk is going to be the next defensive tackle taken. Yeah, Denise, that's the kid that I was talking about that would have fit perfectly in the 3-4 defense for us in Atlanta, but we took the kid out of Clemson, Ruka Roro.
Him and Grady with Amimata, bro.
You talking about Sweat?
Come on, man. Yeah.
I mean, woulda,
Him,
coulda, shoulda. He's
Grady.
a Titan now, so there's no need to have a wet dream over a cat that's already elsewhere. You know, and I like I said, I love the way the kid plays. He plays with a mean streak. But here's my thing. Everybody always says character. Here's my thing. When have good guys been able to really finish? The Meek, like they said, the Meek don't inherit that turf. Got to stop getting church boys. You might have to get a cat that's got a few questions here and there. I'm fine with that. But again,
look at New England.
Thank you.
Did New England have quiet boy?
Nope. Willie McGinnis surely wasn't a quiet boy.
Man, come on, bro.
Man.
No, they got football players. That's why they winning. They got football players. That's what it's about.
That's all I can say is damn.
Hey, I'm trying to see what the Rams gonna get.
Brandon Fisk, he called it.
Ooh.
He called Brandon Fisk be the next one. It's a run on D tackle. We just took the guy that we wanted.
And here's the thing. That's a D tackle that's gonna be a damn problem for Atlanta.
Hey, look, man.
Yep, I knew Brandon Fisk was gonna go to Carolina. We passed up on him. Oh yeah.
No, he went to the Rams.
No, I'm sorry.
He went to the Rams.
He went to the Rams.
Carolina traded.
And just think, the Rams got Jared Verse as well, his teammate.
Ooh. Whoa,
So Jared Verse was the first round pick, and now you got Brandon Fisk.
Third team All-American.
When he went down, so here's the thing: when he went down to Florida State, that's when they started feeding him shrimp and grits, biscuits, and everything else. Because he got heavier when he went to Florida State. He was light in the behind when he was at Michigan State. If you look at his body transformation, he was a heavy dude. And there's good old Trevor Etienne getting knocked down.
He got a quick first step though. That first step.
I agree, Denise. Yep. She just said it. She said that's why GA didn't win under Mark Richt. He had, he was a great man with no killer instinct. I mean, that seems to be the trademark of our teams. Kirby Smart is the one who don't mind cussing out folks, but yeah.
Philly just traded up.
Yep, Philly's gonna probably go. They're gonna probably go get Javon Bullard. I bet money. They're either gonna go safety or they're gonna go linebacker. They might get Jeremiah, or they're gonna get Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Linebacker, safety. They're gonna either go linebacker or safety.
They weren't even on the clock for 2 seconds. They already picked.
No. Let's see what they're gonna go ahead and grab.
We gave up on our third rounds to move up.
Yep.
All we did flip flop with
third.
Yeah, we just flip flop with them boys.
All we did was
Cardinals are picking at 43. So
yeah, they picking at 43 and 79, and all we doing is picking at 180 pick.
I agree, Terry. I said they either gonna go safety or they're gonna go deep or they're gonna go linebacker because think about it. They got a bloodline lineage who is one of the top linebackers in the country with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. So don't be surprised if Philly took. So here's the thing: if Philly don't take them, Philly might take Lassiter, Bullard, or Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I kind of got a feeling that they're gonna probably end up going either linebacker or corner because they got enough defensive linemen. Say again. Because remember, they just got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson back and they signed him to a contract. And they want better safety play.
Boy, the Eagles traded 3 picks.
Yeah, because watch what they end up grabbing.
The Eagles traded 3 picks, bro. They
What I
traded the
tell
Man,
50th pick. They traded the hold on, let me see what they traded. They traded the 50th pick, the 53rd, 151st pick, and they got the Commander 40th pick and 78th pick.
well, it is what it is.
One thing, one thing about that GM, when he want hunting, he don't think he just get it. He don't care.
Yeah, that's one thing about Howie Roseman. He's never going to not take talent. It just don't happen. He's never not going to take talent. Now, this is where it gets fun. To me, I feel like the Falcons are in it. I feel like the Falcons, we always get people pissed off with the first and second pick, sometimes the third. But from the fourth round on down, they always get it right. This is where the fun begins. When we start getting into the third and fourth round, everything get right.
we still had
Wow.
one. We still
You
got
Hold
think they're
one
up.
gonna go after
third round,
Kool-Aid?
right?
Hey man. Yo, hold up. Y'all get man, guess who we got in the chat, man? This joker that man MIA dog. He done vanished on us and everything, and now he wanna pop up. You know I'm finna give him hell when he get in here, right?
Go ahead. I already
You
know
ain't
who
you
it is,
ain't
man.
worth
Go
two
ahead.
dead flies
Come on.
smash, Q.
Oh man,
You been
I
MIA
had
and we've
to
been doing
record
shows
Boy,
for
that
the
joker.
Q.
longest, and you ain't even hollered at us, dog.
Listen. It is nothing of that nature. I have been ta- I have been taking care of business as long as I have been.
Oh, we
Things
know.
are well, but
Good.
um, yeah, man. I we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about why I'm here
Yeah, we'll
now
talk about
because
that later.
one you know
Yeah.
Mr. Smalls invited me. By the way, that's why I'm here.
Man,
Um,
you always got an open
Surprise.
invite, dog.
I know I miss y'all, and I know y'all miss me, and I know everybody who watching miss me too.
Yeah.
But um, I'm gonna say this, and I'm leaving. I'm getting out y'all way, and then I'm gonna watch. Uh, I know y'all talked about it yesterday or last night. Let's talk about the eighth round pick and the number eighth overall pick in the draft. Let's talk about that.
Go right ahead.
Let's get this out the way. I'm gonna say this, and this does not reflect on the Birds cage. This is me talking. The No Child Left Behind bill that was signed in between 2004 and 2006 is showing itself and it's working right now with these people. Because if you don't understand the logic behind drafting this guy at number eight, then you don't understand common sense. You don't have common sense. You don't understand nothing at all. That's number one. Number two, here's what I love about not knowing what's going on until the draft happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because what people didn't know was that last night, yes, Terry fielded calls for the number eight pick or the number eight overall pick in the first round. But what people didn't know was when it finally got to that point, there were at least 4 or 5 teams that wanted the quarterback that we got, including the Saints. Y'all
Yep.
didn't know that. I don't think you knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Ooh, they got
So do
Cooper
you want
DeJean.
do you want him to go over there or do you want us to have him? Okay. Uh, okay, I rest my case. Okay, here's another thing. So let's talk about
Indeed.
Mr. Kirk Cousins himself. Let's talk about Kirk. The people are talking about how he was disgruntled with the decision made. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. Yes, he was disgruntled, but he also knew that a quarterback was coming. He didn't like that a quarterback was coming in the first round, which I don't understand the logic behind
Yeah.
that. Really don't care. Not my problem. So let's say this. You got a quarterback that's getting paid. I just heard some people that are casual fans walking to this bar that I'm at, right? They casual. They don't understand the
Mm-hmm.
money. They don't understand none of that, right?
Yep.
So when you got a cat that's getting paid 100 mil, 200 some $1 million, right? And the first 100 mil is at the first 2 years of this contract.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you something, right? And then they're gonna give him 10 mil on the third year. So that tells you what? We giving you 2 years to show your ass. Excuse my language. We giving you 2 years
You
to
ain't
show
got to
your ass,
censor
and
yourself. Go ahead.
if you don't, then you're out. But guess what? If you don't, then we got somebody that's gonna show they ass for you.
Yep.
And then that's just what it is. So you're gonna go ahead and get your money. We want you to put us in the conversation. Let's be real. The goal is to
Mhm.
have a ring, but let's be real. We haven't been relevant in years. So put us back in the conversation by winning 10 games, please. Put us back
Thank
in the
you.
conversation by winning 10 plus games. And if
Thank
you
you.
don't, then it's what it is.
Guess who Philly just took? I gotta announce it. They took Cooper DeJean, the cornerback out of Iowa.
Yeah, I
Philly,
seen that.
Wow.
I said they was either gonna go corner or they was gonna go linebacker.
Jason
Bruh,
And they,
Sehorn.
they
He was
not
the
playing.
best
They
return.
not
He was the
playing in
best.
Philly right now. They trying to get their defense right because
yeah.
remember, they just brought back Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who was a menace in that
Menace in that
defense.
Right.
And now you have Cooper DeJean, who is a solid corner, good speed, good hands, great intangibles, and he's an Iowa boy. Anything that come up out of Iowa, you know, is going to be hard working and tough. And now you have that. Their first two picks were corners because the first guy they took was the kid out of Toledo.
Right.
So what they're letting
Overall
people know
corner.
is Darius Slay is going to be gone. As much as I hate to say it, our boy out of Georgia, his days might be numbered. His days might be numbered.
Kelly Ringo.
Ringo's days might be
Ooh, they got
numbered.
Kool-Aid McAllister. God.
Yeah, the Saints just got Kool-Aid McKinstry, and now you got him, with what's old boy's name? Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yup. That's but here's the thing though.
That's
Oh well.
gonna be a problem.
Here's the thing. Oh well. If Kool-Aid gone, guess what? At least they didn't get Lassiter. Lassiter's more of a technician. Kool-Aid is a guy that takes gambles and you can beat him
Yeah,
on.
man.
But you
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean,
beat him.
I look at it like that. They pushed our guys down there. We can select them. I wish we didn't. Now I wish we didn't trade up. But I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Now I agree, Denise. Yeah, Keely's gone. When you take two corners in the first round, and Keely was taken later, but he's played there. But here's the thing, Keely's not a corner. I've been saying he's been playing out of position his whole time. Keely is
They
safety.
gonna move him to safety.
Yeah, that's now here's the thing. That might be a move. But again, they still got the kid from Illinois, that boy Brown that they drafted in the first round that only played 1 year.
But I mean, I like I said, them taking Kool-Aid and history. I like them more. I like them better than Terry and Arnold, in my opinion. But that pushes the Georgia players down for us to go and get. But I just wish we didn't trade up and get rid of some of our picks. But hey, we'll see how the draft folds and goes, man.
Q, I got a question for you, big dog. So now we've been talking about everything. Now a lot of people freaked out. A lot of people got in their feelings, like you said, with everything, with the casual takes. Let's talk about the fact that Atlanta has had a history of always hitting it right from number 3 on down to undrafted free agent. They've always done that. You know, they've had, like I said, first round picks. We got one Hall of Famer out of it who played majority of his career, Mr. Claude Humphreys, who's behind me. But Tommy Nova should be in there. Prime is already in there. But you look at it. We really are up and down with the first and second rounds, but from 3 on down, they always get it right. What do you think is going to take for Atlanta to get this right going through these next couple of rounds?
Great question and great analysis. You know you the guy when it comes to the history. So I believe that I think we're gonna have to.
Oh, they got.
I'm I'm hoping. Here's what I'm hoping. We got a QB.
Lassiter, go to the Texans.
We got a defensive tackle.
Tomorrow.
I'm not worried about a defensive tackle when it comes to what we have right now with Grady Jarrett, Taquan Graham. I honestly think that Taquan may be moved out of the way as good as he is.
We could have got him at 43.
I'm thinking.
No, we could have got. He would have been going at 42.
To be honest, I don't know where we go at this point, whether it be wide receiver or whatever the case may be. we've done well, like you said, with the Claude Humphreys, things of that nature. But you bring up the Grady Jarrett's, you bring up the Tyler Algiers for the new
Mhm.
school, for the casuals that don't know. You
Yep.
bring up the new school people. I think that we're gonna be all right. I'm just hoping that we nail it. I think people are missing this when it comes to defense because so many. I don't want to harp on this and go back to it, but I
Yeah.
think that people are missing it because people forgot where our defense was, where they were positioned last year. People
Mhm.
they simply forgot. Here's the thing: when you have 3 or 4 defensive ends or outside linebackers that can play defensive end or defensive line, and you have 45 to almost 50 sacks that came from the Atlanta Falcons defensive
Mhm.
line, and most of these guys were 7 sacks. Arnold Ebiketie, 6.5 sacks. Bud Dupree, Amiata. I think Amiata had a few sacks,
I think
and
he had
then you
like
got
4 or 5 this year.
he had 4 or 5, and then you had
Yeah.
the OG
He had
that
four and a
came from
half.
the Ravens. He had
Yep.
4.5. But even then, you got all of these guys collectively coming together. But
Yep.
people are just yapping and yapping and yapping. No, I need Dallas Turner. So you want a guy from Alabama that is doing great. He did great for the last couple of years in his career, and then however, whatever. The same argument can be made for Michael Penix Jr. as well. Just being
Mhm.
honest, just looking at it from both sides. But if you're talking about a position-based, player, you're talking about most of the position-based players or skilled players that come from Alabama: wide receiver, running back, offensive line,
Mhm.
offensive tackle. So you want to make the argument for a guy that may not pan out. I'm just saying. And I'm just being devil's advocate with this. And I want him to do well. I
Right,
wish he would have
right,
came to
right.
us, but
Yeah.
he didn't. So we did what we did to answer your question. I think we nailed it because we've been nailing it for the past couple of years on the butt end of the draft.
Mhm.
We've been nailing it. Nobody
Yep.
wants to talk about it.
True.
But we've been nailing it. Look at Zach Harrison. Nobody wants to talk about Zach Harrison. You have 2 potential defensive ends
Yep.
outside linebackers that can play and start because because the defense has changed. So you're not going to have a whole bunch of defensive linemen and people cycling out. You're going to have guys that are going to be playing down 1 to down 3.
Mhm.
And when these guys
Remember I
play,
said this last year, Q. I
you
said
did.
Zach
You did.
Harris. I
Yes,
said
sir.
Zach Harrison is a younger version of Javon Curse. If he actually get
Yeah.
his hands together, they ran the same 40, same body structure type, and they both were disruptive at both of their respected schools when they came out.
Yes,
And
sir.
then you saw the flashes of it this year that just went by, close
Yes,
to the
sir.
end of the season. When
Yes, sir.
Calais Campbell and those guys started mentoring that dude,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a problem because think about this. This is just a scenario. What's going on, Rick?
What's going
And
on?
I said this instead of making Trey Anderson have to think at that outside linebacker spot because that's a spot he didn't really play,
Yeah.
put him as an edge rusher with his size and his speed and just let him go hunt.
Right.
It's a lot easier for him where he's got a position where he don't have to react that he doesn't have to think as much and he just reacts more. As a
Yes,
linebacker,
sir.
you have to think, move, and react. And that's something that he's still getting the fundamentals of. Not saying that he can't do it, but that's like
Right.
turning, I'll say this is, man, that's like turning Nell Carter into Beyonce in overnight. That's what it's like. Just being real.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
compare that.
Yeah.
But
So
one thing,
all I'm saying is put him. What's up?
now I'm gonna say one thing though that I did notice that I did miss about Troy Anderson last season being at linebacker was the fact that soon as he went out, now quarterbacks are running on us. We didn't have that speed, that sideline to sideline speed to catch up with him.
Right.
He was locking their ass. He was locking them down. Like they weren't getting past 3 to 5 yards with coming out the backfield with him out there. So that's a risk you're gonna have to take with subbing him to DN. Because now it's
Agreed.
like, okay, if I put him at DN, then who's going at linebacker to cover that sideline? The sideline, no one on the team is as fast as him. Caden Ellis, he tried, but he just not as fast as Troy. No way around it. It didn't. They really got outside of our DNs, of course, Calais Campbell, because they knew he was older. But when you have Troy Anderson, that they know they can run. They like after the first 2 games when they tried to run, when the quarterback tried to run on the outside, you notice no other teams after that tried that until he went out. Then when he went out, that's how the Minnesota quarterback was able to get off the plane. And come on, he ran the same side 5 times, and I think scored once or twice.
Yep.
And got
Nice
big
job.
chunks. Every quarterback after what the 6th, 7th game seen that, oh, they don't got the sideline speed. So now, even when we played Bryce Young again, he did the same thing. Every quarterback caught on that the Falcons don't have the sideline speed anymore. But when Troy Anderson was at linebacker, yes, he has to think more. I understand that because I've always felt that way. But when you put him at DN, then who's going to cover the sideline to keep them quarterbacks honest? That's my only question. Like
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But here's the thing: when you can grab a guy now, Jeremiah Trotter is still out there. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Now, if it was a Clemson player that I would take, it wasn't going to be a Roro. It was going to be him because everybody will tell you they saw my mock draft and I had him in there. It's either him or Steel Chambers out of Ohio State. Those are the 2 linebackers that can run from sideline to sideline. Now, the kid, Peyton Wilson out of North Carolina State, he is a dog, but he is a middle linebacker at heart. He's not a guy that's going to run sideline to sideline.
True.
He is a guy that's going to run from tackle to tackle. He's a middle linebacker. My thing is, we got us a middle linebacker already. What we need is a weak side linebacker. That's what we need. Yeah. We got a middle and we got a strong side backer. We need a weak side linebacker, a will linebacker for my football heads out there. We got to get one. And at this point, I think that if you bring a Jeremiah Trotter in here or a Steel Chambers in here, you shore up that, like you were saying, you shore up that sideline presence because these guys can get downhill just like that. And then if you have, this is my thing, I'm gonna have Zach Harrison on one side. If I have Arnold Ebiketie rotating in, because we're gonna be playing a 3-4, so you're gonna have chances where you get Anderson and Ebiketie on the field together. So we and Harrison. So you really have to look at the fact that where are we going to bring this defensive pressure from? How are we going to generate sacks? And what can we do to get everything to contain? That's all I'm saying. We've got to be able to contain a little bit better because, like you said, at the end of the season, we started to lose a lot of containment. And that's where that edge comes in. That's where that edge has got to come in at. And I think Troy could be the answer to that. You don't even have to draft one. You got Troy, you got Harrison, and Ebiketie. You got 3 guys that you
still got Malone too, don't we?
Yeah, Malone is still a question mark.
Yes,
no, I mean,
big question mark.
We don't. Hey, look, we're not seeing Malone day in day out. This coaching staff, they see things. That's why they seeing these guys in practice, man. I mean, that's going to influence the way they draft and what the things that they're taking tonight. They got to give each guys a chance to develop
good pickup
and get the most out of them. That's why we drafted them.
Good pickup by the Raiders. Dang, I wanted that kid.
But here's the thing, though. We still got to get a receiver because that's still a need right now. Got to get a receiver. But my thing is, I want a cornerback before I get a receiver because this draft is loaded with receivers. We need to get us a good corner. And I've said a long time ago, there's another kid that you can grab now. You can get him in the 3rd, and that's the kid that I showed from North Carolina. That's Mr. Duck. Duck ended up going to Louisville or whatnot. And TJ Tampa, my boy, is still on the board. TJ Tampa is still on the board right now. And that is a Jerry Gray type of corner. So you got 2 or 3 guys that I mentioned that's still on the board right now, and they just waiting to be picked up.
Because I wanted the corner that Philly just got.
Oh, you talking about Dejon Cooper?
Yep.
Yeah, Dejon Cooper would have been nice here too. The question is, Do you think he's a Jerry Gray guy? Because we know Jerry Gray got his hands on the
No.
the secondary.
Adrian.
No, not at all.
Beg you, sorry, motherfucker.
They
got Adrian.
That linebacker that just went to the Packers might be the best linebacker in this damn draft. If it is a linebacker,
They needed him to replace Devondre Campbell. You gotta think.
Right.
And
He's about the only linebacker that was
They got him.
right there. That's about it.
yeah.
I gotta disagree with you on that because, like I said, there's 3 other linebackers in this draft that's nice, dog. I gotta disagree with you on that.
I mean, you know, we agree to disagree, but that's just my opinion. I don't think this was a linebacker draft.
But he,
Adrian Cooper fundamentally is a guy. He's got the physical traits, but if you ever watch him, he's a gamer. But here's one of the issues that he's had at Texas A&M. Now that's showing all his good highlights. He's a guy that I've watched. He was a guy that I looked at.
Carolina.
He also doesn't wrap up. That was one of his biggest problems.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, that's why I said I really don't like none of these linebackers. You know, just being honest. I'm just saying if I was going to, but I wouldn't take a linebacker for the Falcons in this draft.
Well, we don't need no linebackers that ain't wrapping up.
What?
I seen enough of that for the
What I'm
last
saying,
3 years. I don't want to see not another
I wouldn't
linebacker
waste
that
my
don't wrap
picks
up.
on them, you know.
Yeah, you can't look. Hey, Rich.
Because honestly, I want to say real quick, honestly, I understand the number 8 pick, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Arthur Smith left Arthur Blank damaged. If you think about that first press conference, he didn't like none of that quarterback play for the last 3 to 4 years because it's hard coming from a Matt Ryan or a Michael Vick going to a Marcus Mariota, a Ritter, a Taylor Heineke. So in his mind, he don't want to be caught slipping in quarterback purgatory anymore. And I understand that because Arthur Smith left him damaged, and then on the next year you're trying to fight for your job. Oh, now you want to go get a quarterback when that was the only reason we went 7-10 for the last 3 years. Honestly, was quarterback play, period. Like, it wasn't even, I don't even blame the defense for the last 3 years because I noticed the gelling over the last 3 years as Terry was placing people in there.
Yeah,
But
you
that
can't.
offense, we've never had an offense that could not put up at least 30 points. Think about when have we ever had an offense that couldn't? It was the defense we always cried about.
That's the offense. Look, that's the offense we crying about.
And that's the crazy part. Arthur Blank is not used to seeing games at 17 points. He used to seeing 30 to 40 points, where at least if you beat us, we know that you didn't just walk through us or run through us like that because we putting up the same 30 to 40 points you putting up. So you going to have to beat us at least by a field goal at the minimum.
Here's the thing. We had a top 10 defense last year. And then you also had the number 1 red zone defense in the league last year. When did we ever? We haven't had that. Truthfully, let's be real. We haven't had a number 1 red zone defense since the Grits Blitz defense in '77. Real talk. And we had that. And we had that. That's what's scary.
That's why Arthur Blank feels the way he feels because think about it. Even think about that one time Matt Ryan was on there. Even he was thinking about, damn, I'd have had this defense when I was playing. I know we'd have went to multiple Super Bowls. So to have a defense that you ain't had in almost 15, 20 years when you probably wasn't even the owner, honestly. Then now I got a defense and now I don't just have inept quarterback play. It just look like a quarterback,
Hey,
not
Ryan,
even
you
that.
see that?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Ryan, you see that?
So
they got Jonathan Brooks out of Texas, the Carolina Panthers. That's a hell of a running back that they grabbed with Brooks.
Hey, can I say this? And let me say this. Y'all know I'm in Charlotte, bro.
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell these people, come support your team for the draft because they finna do some crazy crap.
And they've been making hella moves if you've been paying attention. All the, from 1 to
3 pick for this guy.
Thank you. You got him. You got Fisk. And then you end up getting Xavier Leggett in the first round. You got three. You got two great offensive players, and you got one of the best defensive linemen in the country.
And they traded for Leggett. They only went one spot up and then gave what, a fifth rounder or something crazy, or a fourth
Yep.
rounder. They traded first and fourth rounders. So it didn't take much. The thing is, man, you just gotta. Oh my God, we're in a good place. Us personally, we're in a good place. We don't have to rebuild. It's not that crazy. We don't have
Nope.
to do much leg work. It's just now, and I think it's PTSD with the fan base, because now, after all we done been through, selecting a quarterback in the third round a couple of years ago or a few years ago, and trying to give him the chance, and then he didn't have the proper coaching. And it's just so many variables when it comes to that. Now we got PTSD. So when we pick what we picked at 8, it's like, oh my God, what did we do? But when you find out in hindsight what was happening behind closed doors, it's like, oh, shoot. Okay, never mind. I'm cool. So now you make the second pick. It's a defensive tackle. How long does Grady Jarrett got before he out of here? I'm just saying. So it gives him a chance to train up this guy. It may not be the best pick. Then you still get a chance to get an edge or whatever the case may be. But like I said, you still got about three edge rushers that they still got to prove themselves. They still got to play. And they did damn good in the last year or so? 6.5 sacks. And they weren't starting? Man, come on, bro. We're not doing that. Come on. So just let it ride. Just let it ride. It's a couple of more pieces we need. We did sign Mooney from the Bears.
We got Mooney, and we also got the kid from Arizona as well.
And we got Ray McCloud. Is it Ray McCloud?
Ray McCloud's from the 49ers, yeah.
From the 49ers.
Yeah.
We got him
That
from the
might
49ers.
be, that might be a reason why we haven't selected a wide receiver yet. I mean,
And we still got Scotty Miller, who
got Scotty Miller. Right.
So
wait
a minute. Do we still got him or did they move on from him as a free agent?
I think we still got him.
I
got to
think
check it though.
got him.
I got you.
I think they
let
let
go
Hollis. I know they let Hollis go.
No, Scotty's a free agent, fellas. They let him go. I was right. They let him go.
Even then, you still have Rondale Moore.
Rondale
You got Ray McCloud. You got Drake, who's gonna be your number one, and Mooney is supposed to be your slated number 2, who's gonna take it over the top. Your wide receiver room is set. Your running back room is set. Your offensive line, from a run block perspective, is set. Still need a tackle. Still need somebody in there, and you still need Jake Matthews' successor.
Yep.
But if you're talking about a win now mode, your offense is set.
It's the pass protection that we got to get better at this year. That is the main thing.
Exactly. And you got, I'll say this: third round, give me somebody third round to know what they're doing with pass protection. Or if you can sneak a center in there, because you know we need one, bro. If you can sneak a center in there, give me something. And if you give me a center, bro, I'm good.
What did I now? Gray Beard can vouch for me on this. Now, didn't I say it would be nice to get a center in the third or fourth round?
We definitely need a center.
Zach Frazier out of West Virginia is the guy that I want. That dude, there is a monster. Here's the thing. Between him and Cedric Von Prine-Granger, those are the two guys I want. I got to get a dog in there, of course. And we know Von Prine-Granger is a monster. But if we don't get him, you go get Zach Frazier out of West Virginia. And I showed clips of him last week on the show, and everybody was like, "Oh my God!" It was like this dude don't mind caking folks.
Yeah, be.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Put it this way: picture a center that has the athleticism of a Jason Kelce.
I was just about to say
and an Alex Mack. Now he's got the athleticism of that, but he's a 300-pounder that can hit you and actually use your leverage against you and flip you over and cake you.
I'm getting out of here after this. After this. But yes, that third rounder needs to be either an offensive tackle, lineman, whatever you want to say, or it needs to be a safety. Here's what y'all need to look for from pick 3 to pick 7 from now on. The draft is skim at linebackers. The draft is skim at centers. And the draft is skim where else? Safeties as well. If we don't get them in this draft, We'll get them in. They'll be undrafted free agents, and that's
Yep.
it. That's it.
True.
And hopefully, and I will give Arthur Smith this. I wish him well with the Steelers. I think he gonna hurt Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I hope he don't, but I think he gonna mess him up. But one thing I can say about that man while he was here, the D Alphas and the guys like that, when it came to them, the Bernhardts, even though Bernhardt didn't make it on the team like he should have,
Agreed.
he knew what was going on when it came to undrafted free agents. He didn't
Yep.
use them properly. He didn't do it. He didn't do it the right way. So yes, I've
I
said
got
my
two
due.
names for you, bro, and before you slide
Who you
up
got?
out of here.
Okay.
Take a look at Willie Drew out of Virginia State. Now, we said undrafted free agents. I'm going to give you an HBCU cat. Willie Drew is one of my HBCU corners. That is Brent Grimes 2.0. Even when we had Steve Weiss on the show, even Steve Weiss confirmed that. He said, Jesus, he said, oh, you did your research. Him, and then you got that kid Tolbert out of Morgan State that started at LSU, Brandon Tolles. Those two, you can get if you get them in either the 6th or 7th round. If we don't draft the safety now, that right there, that's gonna be a serious problem, bro.
That's it. I say
Yes,
go
sir.
for it. And listen, and congratulations to you. And I say this publicly for all that you've done, all that the team has done. You, everybody on here, grabbing Mike Smith is a big ass accomplishment. Let me tell you, if there's anybody telling you that you ain't doing what you supposed to do, big dog, I'm telling you, you doing what you supposed to do, you and your team.
Appreciate it.
That
man.
is big. That's great. That's amazing. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God. And getting Steve Weiss as well, oh my God. You've gotten legendary people on this on this podcast, on everything, bro. Y'all are doing amazing. Keep going. Don't stop. Y'all know the food truck coming. I've been doing good. I got a couple of LLCs, bro, and I got a whole bunch of stuff. That's why I ain't said it, man.
I might be coming to Charlotte soon, so just stay tuned, fam.
Call. Y'all got the number. You got the number. Call me. We're proud.
I gotta get a plate, dog. I gotta get a plate. We gonna talk, bro.
We gonna chop it up. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. I'm out.
Yes, sir.
Salute to y'all. Peace and blessings to everybody.
Appreciate it, fam. That was Q, my man Q. Cooking with Q. He normally steps on from time to time during the season, man. If you're in Charlotte, man, you got to check him out or whatnot. He definitely is one of the voices of reason when it comes to the Falcons. So definitely check him out.
The technique gonna be a problem, bro. The technique gonna be a legit.
I'm just sitting back chuckling right now.
problem.
Hey, Rich. Now we all talked about some of these players like that's coming through. Now I want to hear your analysis so far. Now Jacksonville just got Mason Smith. Now you add that to already a stacked defensive line. You got Trayvon Walker down there. You got Brandon Allen, the outside linebacker. Jacksonville ain't playing. Jacksonville is not playing.
Because Jacksonville realized last year that their offense gonna be okay. They needed more stout people. They needed more stout people up front. Cause think about it, then if they still got Olakun, you got him coming behind who they just went.
They got Oluokun. They got I always forget the kid's name. We actually wanted to get him. What Chad Mooma's there? They loaded that linebacker, bro. They just need somebody to keep them boys clean.
And that's just like with Philly. I'm not surprised with Philly going to get 2 cornerbacks. Why? Because they secondary got torched all last year.
Ringo was one of the big Ringo and Darius Slay and Bradbury were off. They were off.
I'm not surprised with the Chargers getting Joe off because why? You got a quarterback that you need to protect. I understand why the Falcons also got Penix because if we do get hit with, first of all, if you got a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, you're not picking in the top 8 at least for the next 3 years. Let's just keep that understood. Like fans acting like they don't know who Kirk Cousins is. Even if he ain't only won but one Pro Bowl, that man still go crazy during the season. So you're still not finna get a top 15 pick with no quarterback like that. period. Unless he just stopped being Kirk Cousins.
True.
Now that would be crazy. I mean, think about it. Before he got hurt, he was going on they was on the street. And he did it without Justin Jefferson. He did it with Addison.
Now we're seeing a lot of legacy players in this draft. Chris Jenkins' son, you remember Chris Jenkins, the defensive tackle that we had to see 2 times a year that played for Carolina? His son just got drafted by the Bengals, and he played at Michigan.
You see what I understand.
Now I'm starting to feel old because I remember being in high school watching Chris Jenkins on the TV, watching the Falcons play against them with Jason Snelling and those boys, man, back in the day with Jarius Norwood. Shout out to Jarius Norwood, man. One of my favorite Falcon running backs. Sadly, he just couldn't stay healthy, but he was electric.
He was a beast. He was a beast.
Shoot. When we got him out of Mississippi State, I remember my mom had to tell me, shut up, because I was screaming in the house. Mom had to tell me to shut up and close the door. But I remember watching him at Mississippi State with really not a lot of talent around him, and he just was balling. Just like, think about it. Like, we've seen some great running backs during that time, but man, it was fun watching the SEC at that time. You had Darren McFadden and then Felix Jones over there. And we had Thomas Brown and those boys at Georgia. I mean, it was just Glenn Coffey was at Alabama. I mean, we literally had a conference that was loaded with running backs that year during that time.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that, like I said, I think Chris Jenkins is a damn good pick. And, now you're starting to see the cornerbacks. You're starting to see a lot more defensive players taken now. Cornerbacks, defensive tackles, and edge guys are going to be the trend right now.
You know what that makes me wonder, though? Did the scouts see something that they didn't really like in a lot of them defensive players? Because if you think about the last 3 drafts with the defensive players that have came out and where they've went, in my mind, why wouldn't Philly go get another defensive player like they've been doing for the last 3 years? Even though they did need to shore up their secondary, but I mean, on the line, I don't feel like I like the players, but I feel like it's something that the scouts, because if you go back and I looked at round 1 before I went to sleep last night, and one thing I noticed, nobody really got defense like that. So it made me wonder, are the scouts seeing something that, even though we love them, that they seeing something that we don't see, I guess, per se, about the players that we thought so highly of? Maybe they don't think as highly of them or something. I don't know. It sort of made me think about that, though.
Yeah, we don't have all the info and all the intel. Like I said, we going off with just a little bit of tape, but they got the full jacket. They got everything from school, from teachers, from administration, from everything. Do they go to class? Do they go to class on time? Do they make assignments? Do they miss practice? Do they come late to practice? It's a lot of things that go into drafting a player. And certain attributes you're looking at. So, like I said, like you're pointing and alluding to, if we don't have all the, everything in front of us, we can't know what some of these scouts and some of these front officers are looking at and developing and selecting some of these players coming out of this draft.
Agreed.
Because if you remember, in one of Raheem press conferences, he was like, how nice it would be to have a Dallas Turner next to Grady Jarrett. So if that's nice to be, what was it? Because you didn't send a whole, you sent your whole scouting, the whole scouting team plus all the coaches went to see Michael Penix. But there's not one defensive player that y'all would like to see like that. Like, prime example, when Jalen Carter, when they did do Georgia Pro Day and Jalen Carter was up there, y'all didn't see that picture where Ryan Nielsen was bent down like this, like following that man around the field, like that he knew that's what he really wanted. But
and then, we all knew that, because here's the thing. And it was, and I'm not going to put out the source because they've come on the show and we still cool with them, and I'm not going to put it out there. But just know a valuable source said that Arthur Smith threw a tantrum like a child. Literally got into it with Ryan Nielsen because Nielsen, regardless of what was going on, I can confirm this. Jalen Carter was going to be a Falcon, but because Arthur Smith cried and complained to the head man, we took Bijan Robinson instead. Ryan Nielsen was not, look, even though Nielsen was a new cat, Nielsen was not happy about that. And neither was Jerry Gray. A lot of them cats was pissed about that. Not saying that Bijan isn't a good player, but when you got a defensive lineman that is one of the top players in the country, that's been like that since freshman year in high school, was one of the best tight ends and defensive players in the state, in Florida high school state history. You can go look at his numbers, and you pass on that. No disrespect to Bijan, but I'm sorry. I'm taking a D lineman that's an anchor position over a running back. A D lineman has a longer lifespan than a tailback. It's just the truth. Running backs are one play away from one cut away from being a totally different player. Frank Gore was an exception. He was an exception. But running backs' values now are not like they once were. Yes, Bijan is electric. Yes, he makes people stand up. But here's the other thing. I need for you to keep the ball from being on the turf this year. I need for you to cut down on them damn fumbles this year. You have so much potential to be one of the greatest. And I hesitantly say that because of what he brings to the table and the versatility that he has. But it's just certain things he's got to cut out and he's got to be there. Jalen Carter is pretty much the closest thing that I've seen to a Reggie White since Reggie White played.
And see, you just basically made my point about this year defensive. Think.
Yo, dang.
Damn.
Woo.
Well, it is what it is, folks.
They got a good one. They got a good one.
They got Zach Frazier. I'm hurt. I am hurt. We needed a center, and that was my guy. And Pittsburgh knew it. They knew they needed a center, and this is the guy that was a monster. Jesus. That's why he was able to pancake folks. He was a 4-time state champion wrestler.
Let's go.
AK Dub. He was an AK Dub. That ain't nothing like that Olympic style wrestling, baby.
I know, man. Hey, look, man. We missed out on him.
He literally will be starting.
Well, that tell you how deep this draft is. We still gonna get somebody. Let's go. We got
well, here's the thing. Cedric Von Pine Granger is still on the board.
Yeah.
He's still on the board. So it's a chance that we still can get a good center. But this dude right here, this is your Alex Mack. This is your Jason Kelsey. And this is a little matter of fact. I'll say this. He's built, if you look at him, he's kind of built like an old school Jeff Van Note. And he can move.
Boy, they got a good one right there.
God.
Jeez. But back to what we were saying.
Do you know
he's gonna have a fifth look?
He's gonna start.
Pittsburgh, remember, Pittsburgh took a Hall of Fame center and Mike Webster. That right there, they see Mike Webster potential in him. The one thing about Pittsburgh, I give them, they understand how to scout players. And it doesn't matter where they come from. The talent is gonna be there. And he gave up 0 sacks last year.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Basically,
you see
about
the wrestling
the
on the
defense.
football tape.
Exactly.
And see, that's what I'm basically saying about the defense this year, which is what you really what you said about Jalen Carter last year actually answered, was basically asking the question of, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. You basically alluded to what I'm saying. The way those defensive players came out the draft for the last 3 years, what was it that all these scouts seen that make them wait till almost this round here to go get those type of players versus the last 3 or 4 years where defense has been top notch coming out?
But here's the thing that I always look at from a different standpoint. My thing is you have to have people that are competent enough And here's the other thing. Arthur Smith didn't want to listen to anybody but himself. That was the reason why he got railroaded up out of here. Because you got football minds that understand defense. You had one of the best defenses. If you would have had a slither of a quarterback here in Atlanta, we go to the playoffs. We win the division 3 years straight. This weak division that we play in, we win it 3 years straight. But because of piss poor quarterback play, we go 3 straight years of 7-10. Period. And it's sad. It's sad when you look at it. And the thing is, as I said before, Pittsburgh is doing their homework and they're doing what the hell they're supposed to do. And I think that they're going to always be one of the most successful franchises because you have individuals who understand how to recruit and they're very intelligent and they grow and they home and what we say homegrown. They don't just throw away their guys after 1 or 2 years. They let those guys grow. That's the reason why Pittsburgh has been successful. AD Mitchell's going to the coach. Jesus. Well, you know they was gonna get old boy some Richardson some weapons. They gave him a big one. Yep.
Let's see him get drafted.
But I do sort of feel like how you feel. How I forgot which one of y'all said about the offense. I think that's why we're not really just going offense like we normally do, because basically I see it as these teams are trying to get the type of offensive weapons. One thing I say about Arthur Smith, he went and got us some weapons. Now, using them was a totally different conversation. But these teams are trying to go get weapons like what we already have a sort of established in our organization. So I'm not really shocked that they're not jumping for some of these wide receivers or tight ends, because truthfully, like they said, we're going to use Kyle Pitts like a tight end, and that's what I'm really ready for them to do. Quit trying to spread him out like a wide receiver, because his route running is not wide receiver route running. Put him back at the position that he naturally played and let him do his job.
Mm-hmm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, I'm going to let you know right now. A lot of people gave AD Mitchell flack for leaving. That little girl that was on the screen was the reason he went back home, because he needed to be closer to his daughter. So, again, we appreciate AD for helping us get those 2 championships, because without those clutch catches, we don't get them championships. Period. But respect to AD Mitchell. He's gone to the Colts. And I know Coach McGriff is going to be pissed or whatever, because he got to see him 2 times a year now.
Have fun with that.
Mm-hmm. My thing is, I wanted the catch that they need to show us in the Peach Bowl last year.
Yeah, he's gone now, guys.
Well, we still got Corley. Here's the thing: we still got Corley in the draft out of Western Kentucky. Boy, you must be in the backwoods over there, Rich. Boy, this thing got dark.
Oh yeah, you know I'm out here in Palmetto.
Yeah, you out there, boy.
Yeah, you in the middle of nowhere.
Man, we can't even see you on the screen no more.
Dark.
It only a little darker on there than it is out here.
Hey, look,
man, all we see is little specks of light.
Or he came back.
All I see is the cloud.
Yeah, he's sitting right there.
Probably the Commander.
So the Commanders
are the Commanders going to pick up.
The question is, which direction do you think Dan Quinn is going to go?
He just went DB last. He went cornerback last time.
He got quarterback. He's got a quarterback. He's got a cornerback. Do you think they go offensive line to protect this quarterback, or do you think they end up going defense?
They might go offensive line, man. You just pick the second overall pick quarterback in the draft. You might want to try to protect him.
It would be smart to protect somebody.
or they could go running back.
So here's a question I got for you because we got people watching in the chat. We definitely appreciate you guys for sticking with us and watching the show with us. We definitely have the line open. So if y'all want to come in here, y'all can talk about what you like, you don't like. And all I can say is, man, that's different. What
Ooh, that
weapons
might
did
get Jalen.
Terry get besides defense? Because all those offensive picks were Arthur Smith, and that was confirmed by Steve Weish. Because
What
Bijan was a
what
Bijan
what offensive pick he got?
was an Arthur Smith pick. Drake London was an Arthur Smith pick,
Kyle
and
Pitts.
then you had
Kyle
Kyle
Pitts.
Pitts was an Arthur Smith pick.
Boy, if you go look at that picture,
Because remember Daniel Flick came in here and said it too. He said Terry wanted a quarterback, but we went tight end.
that's
Arthur
what I was
Smith
about to
wanted
say.
Trevor Lawrence.
Go look at that picture with I
He
got it in
wasn't
my
gonna get
phone. I
Trevor
just ain't.
You
Lawrence.
talking about with Bijan when he was standing there smiling?
No, the picture with Terry and Michael Penix. You could look in Terry's face and see, yeah, that's his pick.
Yeah,
That's the pick he
that's
been
a pick.
wanting.
That
to
was
make.
Terry's pick right there.
Yeah, that would definitely tell you. He had
Just
that.
like
Matter of fact,
just
Terry
like
had the
Justin
look on
Fields
his
was
face that
picked.
Arthur Smith had when we got Bijan Robinson.
Because you remember how Arthur Smith was standing there. He looked like a proud mama,
Yep.
smiling from ear to ear. Mm-mm-mm.
You
All
know
I can
what?
say
They
is
might
now
actually
when
go
you
wide
look,
receiver.
now when you look at it, it's like, all right, Terry finally has autonomy, full autonomy now, which it should have been like that from the jump. But I guess they wanted to see what he was gonna do. But he got us out of cap hell. He fixed that defense that we had. Period. Terry fixed that defense that we had. But
And got the
again,
best
I,
safety in
I,
football.
you know how you say, man, as they say in the biblical terms, um, man's how they say man's rejection is God's protection. We rejected a quarterback
Yeah.
3 times. That was man's rejection. God might have provided us a quarterback with Penix.
Ooh. Ben
So
I
Cannot.
I'm
think we're
loving
gonna
the
be all
fact that
right
we
with Penix.
finally got somebody that good old Daryl Green. Good,
Ben Cannot. I'll take that.
that's a solid pick.
Cake take.
Yep.
I'll take that.
I said it was.
You
They
gotta
got
get
to
Jalen
protect
some
the
weapons.
quarterback.
Yeah, what better way to protect your quarterback than with a good tight end?
Exactly. Because they don't
Sandwich
have a
catch.
tight end right now. He can block and he can also catch.
But
Definitely
they
a
got
solid piece that they grab.
yeah.
Hey fellas, I'm about to go see if the
He
Wi-Fi is any
probably
better in the house now, and I'm gonna
Okay,
see
we
if I
right
can
here. We
set my
not going
setup
nowhere,
back
fam.
up.
okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Come
we
on
ain't going
back,
nowhere.
man.
No, that's a good pick,
So,
man. I like
so
that
when
pick.
you
That's
get
a
it,
good pick.
now here's the cool part about it. Homeboy is a hockey player, so you know he tough. You know he
Oh
tough.
yeah, he tough as nail.
So
Tough as nail.
you're bringing this guy into
What
Washington.
do the Browns pick? Do the Browns do the unthinkable? Hey, would you be surprised if the Browns collect the quarterback?
No, even though they already have one. Even though they already have one, the kid from UCLA on the bench, and they're still paying.
True.
Watson right now. It wouldn't surprise me
They
because
got no choice but to pay him. They gave him
you saw how
250.
many how those quarterbacks dropped like flies last year, right?
Exactly. I'm looking at they could eat. No, they might go running back though. But oh, the pick again.
Let's see who Denver grabs. They're gonna probably grab either a receiver or they're gonna probably grab an offensive line.
You mean you mean Cleveland? You mean Cleveland?
Oh no. I was thinking. I'm sorry. I meant Cleveland. They're gonna probably grab another. They're gonna probably grab another weapon for Watson, maybe, or go offensive line. But they
Might go
have a
running back.
defense in Cleveland. That's the whole thing. They have a defense. They don't really need much on the defensive side of the ball.
They might get another running back.
You
Can't
think
be
that you
blanking for
think
Nick
they'll
Chubb.
probably try to get a guy to replace Nick Chubb at this point?
I mean, this ain't no running back draft for me.
Just
No, I mean I get it's not a running back
what?
draft for you, but I'm saying you got to think about Chubb coming back off that knee injury. That's the second time he
I
hurt
mean, you
that
can
knee.
reach and take it. I mean, you
Oh,
can reach and take somebody.
oh, oh! They got
Dang.
Michael Hall Jr. God dang it, Ohio
Well,
State.
all I can say is, well,
And they didn't have to reach and get him. He fell right in their lap.
mm, mm, mm. Well,
He fell right in their
I
lap.
was surprised that they decided to go defense and they didn't try to give Watson any more weapons. But hey, you already got a stacked defense. Why not keep the
No,
cupboard full?
they still got
I mean, it's
Kevin Pitt
somebody
left.
that
Don't
they
worry, it
seen in
probably
their
coming.
backyard, it's from Ohio, in the Ohio backyard. So I mean, they got a lot of tape on it.
Hopefully we grab somebody out of our backyard.
I mean, hey, we got to get up there. We got
Yeah,
to get up
right.
there to the pick first.
The bell ringer is still on the board.
I know that, but I'm trying not to speak his name because he
We
gonna get
literally,
selected. I mean, we a long way away from picking. So
we literally, we literally drafted two Georgia players just to shut people up because they never got on the field.
And the thing was, they took the guys that weren't
And
that
Kevin,
weren't good. Not saying they're not good players, but they didn't take guys that were gonna make an impact. That's the way for me to say it.
they just do this. Hey, we got you two Georgia players. Shut up about it. The end.
And
That's pretty much
again,
what they did.
and again, they don't ever. But the thing is, they don't ever want to do that though. That's the sad part. It's like, hey man, don't just get things to just shut people up. Get something that's gonna make an impact.
And they could have
Hmm.
did that with Jalen Carter, and they didn't.
Let it go, Glenn. It's not even worth it, bro. Let it go.
I
Damn.
know.
Yeah, you're right.
What if? Ooh, they must get a wide receiver. I don't know why, but they might actually
Yep, we're
do that.
not picking until
Miami.
74. So we got a long way till we
Yeah,
pick again.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, just it's a
yeah, we
nice
got a
little
long.
gap before we pick. So I mean, I know this draft is deep, but
I
we'll
mean,
be getting some guys that probably that we didn't have a high grade on, but might be help our team. We'll see what happens.
So
I'm
we got
kind of interested
GTO
to
man
see
that
who
just
we're
hit
gonna
us
get in
up. He
free.
says, guys, I wasn't here for the defensive tackle pick we made. What are your thoughts on him and the facts that we moved up for him? Glenn, I'm gonna let you handle that one.
For me, I thought it was a reach. I don't think they should have swapped out pick. I think he would have just fell in your lap. But obviously, Terry and Raheem didn't thought otherwise. They wanted the urgent keys, which we really didn't give up no pick. We just flip flop pick. To be honest, because we still got all our pick. It's just that we're not picking no more in the after the 74th pick. We're not picking no more until the 186th pick, which is crazy. But but for me, god damn, they got Patrick Hall. That's a good pickup. But for me, I mean, with the pick, Roke, he can good D tackle out of Clemson, kind of undersized, coming from a three technique. Uh, he coming from playing for the 4-3 for the past 3.5 years, now coming to play a 3-4. That's going to take some
Mhm.
adjustment. 'Cause you just don't do it like that. So, I don't care who you are, but I think with him, with Grady Jarrett coming back healthy, with Anyamata and with Harrison and whatnot, I think you might be able to get a good rotation in the mix. So, I like the. I mean, the pick will grow on me. I think the pick will grow on the rest of the fan base, especially if he start making plays immediately. So we just got to see what he does, especially in training camp, and what he does in preseason and how his development goes. So hey, I mean, it is what it is. Well, I mean, what you think, K Dub?
I mean, my thoughts is
To answer the
they
man.
moved up. They seen something that other teams didn't see because you got to find the right player for the Falcons. It's a reason why they moved up. We may not know all the reasons, but basically when we were moved up, that started to run on D tackles. But we just got the guy that we wanted. It may have not been the guy the fans wanted, but it was the guy that the organization and Jimmy Lake and the front office and the defensive staff wanted. You know, they seen something that they went to the well before to Clemson and got Grady Jarrett, so they probably went to that well again and seen this guy. So I've got to do more research. I've done more research since they picked him, and let me sleep on it. By tomorrow, then I can tell you more about how I feel about it. But like I said, we did address defensive line help. We're not gonna. It seems like we're never gonna satisfy our fans. It don't matter who we take. So, sometimes we take a guy, they like him, don't like him. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm trying to figure out who the last person that we took that people like when we took him. So it is what it is, man. I mean, I'm for the organization, for the logo. I'm ready to see who we pick later on in this draft, and hopefully we get some guys that can help us win and move forward and get this franchise back to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Well, I wonder what the Cowgirls gonna do.
They better get a running back.
Wow, so Reggie McKenzie is in the Dolphins organization now. Hey, okay,
yeah,
that's a surprise. He was a hell of a defensive lineman back in the day. I remember he was working with the Raiders and then the Redskins. The Commanders now, but the Redskins at one point. Right. Now he's working for Miami. So here's the question I got for you.
Go running back.
They should. They need a tailback at this point. I can see the kid. I could either see the kid from Missouri. So here's the thing: I could either see the kid from Missouri, or I could see kid from Michigan going to Dallas. One of those two at running back if they go running back.
Might be the kid. They might get the kid from Tennessee.
Who you talking about? Yeah,
right.
I don't know why his name is slipping right now. Jalen Wright, yeah.
I think
Brant talks about him all the time. Shout out to our boy Coach Brant.
Dog. Hey, they might get him. What about the kid from Tennessee? You think they'll take a chance on him?
Maybe they might. Well, we got to be able to see your picture, my boy. And just let me know when you're ready, and I'll bring you in. We got from WeHawks
Do you think
live TV, our man, our partner, our other cousin. It's John Harris would say.
What's
going on, Foot?
What it is, Foot?
Man, just finalizing everything for this tournament this weekend. Calling the parents, trying to get them together. You know how it is. You got to hold it.
What you think about the draft so far, man?
Hey, man, I'm liking it. I just sat back down and watched the rest of it. So at first I was like, Penix. I was like, I don't know, because of the injury history. Then I thought about it for a minute. If you really look at it, like, we need a quarterback anyway. Kirk Cousins on a 2-year. To be real, Kirk Cousins on a 2-year contract, right?
He might not make it off the bench, and I hope he do. I hope he does.
Mm-hmm. So
we paying that man $100 million. You better make it off that bench.
Guess who we got else coming in here? We got our boy, the angry Puerto Rican. Chris.
Hey guys.
The angry Rican.
So go ahead, Foot. So finish what you were saying, Foot. So Chris is in the building, but go ahead, Foot. I'm sorry.
So when I thought about it, I kind of relaxed a little bit. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Whatever. Because he can sling that rock now. Don't get it twisted.
Gillian said that a long time ago.
Yeah, and it was fun watching him and Bo Nix going at each other too, right? So he definitely can sling that rock. I was just concerned about all them injuries or what have you. But again, had to do what we had to do. I'm gonna ride with that logo, no matter who on there. At the end of the day, you see what I'm saying? So if you there, I'm gonna root. If I need to give you smoke, you get some smoke. But I'm gonna root for you.
No. Everybody gonna get smoked one way or another. If you play well, you're gonna get praise. If you play bad, you're gonna get smoked. It is what it is.
Exactly.
What's going on, Big Mike?
What y'all think about it? What y'all
Big
think
Mike,
about
what
it
it is,
so
homie?
far?
I
Wait,
mean, I
what?
was
I think
shocked.
we've
I
been
mean,
solid so
I
far.
watched y'all last
Dude.
I
night.
say we've been solid so far.
Yeah,
I'm
we
still.
A little bit.
I'll say I'm still. I think we're a little. I think we're solid, but I
Mhm.
still think I want to. I want to see how Aurora fits into this 3-4 defense. That's all I want to see.
That's key. That's
Exactly.
key. I agree with you. But yeah, I was watching y'all fellas last night. Get into it. You know, once I got him, I was probably maybe 10 minutes behind. You know, when y'all started, but I was with y'all last night.
I mean, that's what's
Go.
up.
Come on, Mama.
So it's all with the word on the D. Okay, the Mike talking about Anybody know about that DT? Know much about that DT?
I mean,
Aurora,
he
Run
got good
stopper.
quickness,
I mean,
undersized, quick.
yeah,
He ran a 4.9 in the 40. I mean, I'm just looking at the attributes. You know, I
4.88.
mean, he wasn't a guy that was highly coveted, but he was highly coveted by our coaching staff and our scouts, apparently, because we moved up to go get him.
yeah.
The beautiful thing about it, though, you can train a guy, you can coach him up.
But you
Yeah.
can't coach. But you can't like.
Oh, yeah.
And this is something you say on We Hawks TV. You can't
Let me
coach
do this and
Hart,
then I'll help
which
you.
he
Okay.
has.
Yep.
Outside of, I got to give it to him because he never feels like he's out of a play. But the one thing that you got to pray that God give you at that position, you
That's
need size.
size.
That's
Yep.
something that you can't. That's just something that you can't. Like you said, that's something that you can't even.
I mean,
People are trying to enhance
he's
that.
saying like 6'4", 6'5", about 300. I mean, I don't know how much
Yeah.
bigger he can
Look
be.
quickness from what I saw. Yeah, Mike
Weight
about
wise,
another
no, he's
grade.
not bigger than
Oh,
Grady.
they
He's
got
about 15 pounds smaller.
Mm,
breaking
interesting.
news. Dallas Cowboys collected Marshawn Nealon out of Western Michigan. That's a pretty good pick.
They
I
love
ain't gonna
going
lie.
Oh,
to
we
them
can't.
smaller schools.
Chris, we couldn't hear you, buddy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that was one of the guys I was really hoping that would fall to the third so we can get him. But man, man,
He
that was
pretty
a guy I wanted.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe Oregon,
He
that
pretty
Oregon guy. I can't remember his name, but it's Bruce. I want to say DORERLON or something. I would like him, but man, Nealon. I feel like Tip going, man, that was the guy I like.
yeah.
Hey man, we all been
Yeah,
having that,
Nealon good.
feeling the
Nealon
same
I,
thing.
good, Kato.
the only thing I got my feelings hurt by was Pittsburgh getting dang Zach Frazier. That's
Oh,
the one that I was like, I was literally
Everybody
foaming
gonna
at the
have that
mouth over
player
that pick.
Everybody gonna have
I-
that player that we're a little bit in our feelings, but when we trade it back, that kind of knocks us back from getting some players.
man, historian, man. When I saw that pick, I was just like, okay, of all the years Pittsburgh's drafting linemen, they had to pick the year they get Arthur Smith, and I'm going, this is a dang good draft they're having too at that. I mean, the left tackle,
I guarantee you, Smith had no say so on that.
Oh, I agree.
That Pittsburgh,
Oh, yeah.
he's in the family. He gets input because the way Pittsburgh run, because they've talked about it. Everybody has an input. Mike Tomlin and Mr. Rooney got the last say.
Yeah.
and that's how that works. They'll take input, but those two got the last say. And at that point, they had to replace their center because their offensive line has been struggling for the past few years.
Yep,
even though they've been going to the playoffs under Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. And actually, another team that's looking good so far is what the Raiders did. They got not just Bach Bowers, but they got that Oregon center also. And man, that was a good pickup for them.
Yeah, that dude.
And by the way, the guy Roro.
Yeah.
All right. The thing I saw or looked up about him was run defender, and that's because 4 sacks in 2 years. That pretty much tells you he's always playing right up in the middle.
Exactly.
My only thing is, man, I'm still historian. I'm gonna say it. Where are my sacks coming from? Because you don't have Calais, and we don't have Dupree, and I really don't want to count on Dupree, but I'm just saying because Bud Dupree, I like to call him, was almost because he almost got there.
I got
But yeah, I mean that's 13 sacks. So in my head, I'm like, how are we going to replace those sacks, man?
Man, shout out to my brother Ice Cold Gaming. If you have needs for video games, he is definitely a guy that you want to check out. And he has his podcast going. And then shout out to Upper Echelon Detailing, Auto Detailing down in Jacksonville, Florida, Big Cuz or whatnot.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ever want a great detail job, he does luxury cars, regular cars, hoopties. It doesn't matter. He gets the job done. As Big Daddy Kane said in '88, I work. That's what homeboy do. So shout out to Upper Echelon Detailing. And now we got Wallace Smith coming into the building. What's up, Wallace?
What's
Big
going on,
Wallace.
fellas? How y'all doing today?
How you doing?
What's happening, man?
I'm good.
What's going on with you, big O?
Loving the
Nothing
fact
much,
you've
just
been
watching
active
this
in the chat,
draft.
bro. Somebody's
How you-
TV's turned up. Can somebody turn the television down, please?
Gotcha. I already got you.
Wallace, what's going on, family?
Nothing much. How you been?
Hey man, we've been waiting on you to come back in here. What you think about the draft so far?
So what's your take?
I like the 2 draft picks so far. They just adding talent to the room that we already have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I know some folks didn't like the pick yesterday, but if you calm down and you really think about it, it was the right pick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because we was in the same situation with Matt Ryan when folks said that we should have got Justin Fields, and we still needed a edge rusher at that time too, but we decided to go with Pitts. So now it comes full circle again, and we're in the same situation, and now they take a quarterback. Now everybody mad.
Just like-
All right, I want to jump in on that one because, yeah, I was also one of those that were mad because I've said my thing is, how are you going to fix the defense? And I'm still going to stand on that because when you go ahead and grab the quarterback, now you put your team in do you build around the quarterback or do you basically, try to do the win now motion? That's where I'm looking at that. And I get what you're saying. And I love how everyone's like, oh, we should have done it with Matt. Well, guess what? That same GM that picked Penix should have picked Fields, but he didn't. He picked a tight end. And that still hasn't aged well for us.
But he picked a tight end for what the coach wanted in his system.
Well, but we picked the tight end and he picked him.
Right.
So
That's the thing.
So hold up. So Ice Cold Gaming, he watches the show. He's a Dolphins fan, but he definitely is a fan of the show. You guys took he's a bar. That's my brother who he also is a barber as well. So he cuts hair all day and also builds computers and does a few things. Naval veteran. Y'all took an offensive tackle just literally not too long ago. You guys took an offensive tackle. That was Patrick Paul out of Houston. So y'all are still trying to protect your quarterback. So you guys are still trying to protect your quarterback. That's one of the solid tackles out of the draft. Y'all haven't done much today, but that was the only thing since you missed it. And the Bucks just got Chris Braswell. That was the guy I wanted. That was the guy I wanted in Atlanta. Lord Jesus.
Hey, we
we getting ready to put points to him this year. I don't care.
Yeah.
I wanted him, but that's the guy that I said was better than Dallas Turner, and you definitely see that. A lot of people, that's the guy that was quiet. Everybody's like, oh, Dallas Turner. Nope. Chris Braswell has literally been a guy that's been a rotational piece, like Trayvon Walker was for the Georgia Bulldogs, and he's the one that's been a menace. And if you want to go back to the SEC championship game, that is the guy that caused a ton of problems for Georgia in that backfield that whole night. So now he's going to be a pain. Now he's getting ready to be a pain in the ass for us.
Yeah.
But guess what? I believe old Jake Matthews going to go ahead and pancake him a few times to welcome to the NFL. I'm still finna big up my Falcons. I know he's a good football player, but damn it, I still think our offensive line going to get that ass in the run game.
What about the edge rusher from Washington? Is he still on the board?
The bell ringer.
The bell ringer has
Oh,
been
my God.
sent to Green Bay. Lord Jesus. Javon
Who?
Bullard has gone to Green Bay.
Uh-oh.
You up there with Chris Stokes now?
So you got Chris Stokes, you got you got Quay Walker. It's so
Wow.
many of them dogs that's up there
Quay
with him,
Walker.
bro.
Boy,
And we
Guess
want
what?
your tackle too.
Hey, Falcons, we don't draft Georgia players. You can already forget about that. That's not in that.
If we get Cedric Von Prime Granger, I would be happy because we need a center right now.
I
would be
agree,
happy
but
with that.
he won't. He won't. I mean, I'd be shocked. Now, Patrick, the guy from that went to Miami, that was the guy I was hoping to get.
The replacement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because here's the other thing. Now that you got Penix, you have to literally put some ideas in. What are you going to do at the right tackle? Because you can't have McGarity to be the blind side. God forbid Kirk Cousins does go down. You have to protect your new top 10 pick in Michael Penix with a new right tackle.
Yeah.
And look, if you don't get them in in the draft, you have to find a right tackle. But I'm just saying that's going to be a new position to look at. So it may bump your safety looking. It may bump the corner looking. You know what I mean?
What's going on, Chris? Shout out to A1 Forever, our boy Chris Moore over there. They do big things over there. Him, Smitty Smith, and our boy Berto. They do their thing over there.
Oh, they did a heck of a job last night also on Smitty's Sports Machine last night.
Yeah,
and
I
95
rewatched
North.
show. I rewatched that show last night. I got to make sure I hit that like button for you guys. I was listening to you guys at work. Y'all did a damn good job last night, man. Chris, if you in the chat, man, bring your behind over here. You know what's up.
Not just that, but also, the eye test. I mean, everybody was out in full of force. You guys were killing it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was. You know what? It's good to be a Falcon fan and be able to go to some groups and be able to feel like, hey, we could talk. We can, look, if we don't agree on picks, if we don't agree on players, at least we can agree with the logo and go, hey, we are fans of the team. That's why we could be upset and be mad or be happy, but still hope for the same thing, us winning.
Mm-hmm. Man, who you
now?
Bro?
And by the way, I'm still with Ryan because I still want to give some smoke to Terry though.
Hey Wallace, so here's the question I got for you. Now, one of my guys is still out here. Now, one of the needs that we have is at cornerback. I preached about TJ Tampa for the longest.
He hasn't been picked.
Nope, he's still out here.
No.
TJ Tampa
let's hope
is still on the board.
Dude, I hope he makes it to 74.
What about
if he makes it to 74? Would you be opposed to taking him because he's a Jerry Gray type prototype corner? I've preached about him. I've had the footage out on him. He's one of the nastiest corners in this draft.
Yes, I take him. Yeah. I was hoping to take him at the second round pick. So
You know what I'm gonna do since we got a commercial on right now and we ain't picking the 74. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the TJ Tampa highlights.
What about Kyrie Jackson? Is he still on the board?
I think Kyrie Jackson is still out.
He's still
the Oregon cornerback.
Oh no, he got taken.
The big guy. Oh man.
Yeah.
No,
what pick are we at now? Because I was watching on my iPad before I got on. What pick are we on now?
Pick 6.
Never mind, Chris. Hey, get that schoolwork down, man. We gotta get you to the finish line of the graduation, bro. I got there last year. Now I gotta egg you on to get there, man. Hey, it's a hell of a feeling when you walk across that stage and get that degree. Trust me, bro. That sheepskin is nice.
We got the Dudley boys coming out.
It's just the jersey. I'll say this. It's just the journey after you get that darn degree. That's the fun, that's the arduous part they don't tell you about when you're trying to get jobs. That's the hard part. We promote education on here, ladies and gentlemen, too. So shout out to all the teachers in the chat, all the students. We definitely support education. If you're self-taught, hustlers, legal, thank you. Illegal hustlers, we gonna kind of keep that on the hush hush, but we thank y'all for the support too. Nothing wrong with that. Hey man, sometimes you gotta eat how you gotta eat.
Absolutely.
But so Wallace, so would you be opposed to helping shore up this secondary at this point? I'm gonna get the Foot next, and then I'm gonna go to Chris.
Yes.
With because there's a few guys that's out here that's still out here right now. My guy
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Loggins Jr. Kenny Loggins out of Kansas. That's his hard hitting safety is still out there. Now you got him, TJ Tampa that's still out there. Willie Drew out of Virginia State because he actually got interviewed by a few teams and they're looking to take him in the 3rd or 4th round. And he has a bit of a Brent Grimes feel to him. What do you and also the kid out of Louisville, kid Duck, his last name is Duck. I actually showed him, started at Carolina. What would you want to get out of a cornerback that's coming to Atlanta or a safety?
Since they switching to this 3-4 and they play a lot of zone defense, so he's gonna have to be able to play zone and man at whenever they need to.
Yeah.
So if he able to do that, then we can be able to draft him.
Okay. Foot.
So the question was, would I be opposed to drafting secondary, right?
Yeah, whether it's safety or corner, it don't matter.
No, I'm with it because how many DBs did we lose? Okuda.
Okuda's gone. I don't think they've signed. I don't think they've re-signed off it yet. I don't think they've done it.
Flowers gone. Trey
Flowers is gone too.
Trey Flowers gone. No, I wouldn't be opposed because this is a passing league right now, right? So we need bodies.
So
we need bodies.
We kind of lost 2 and then we gained 2.
I agree. And as I said before, I got TJ Tampa's film up, but I'm not playing any of the sound. And if you look at it, he's a guy that's a ball hawk. And when you look at it now, he's a guy that'll hit. This is why I said he's one of the top corners in the draft, and he's quietly slipping. And I'm hoping that he slipped down to 74.
Right.
But for some reason, Buffalo might try to take him.
You think so?
But think about it. Either Buffalo or Buffalo. Think about it. Buffalo just took
Cole Bishop.
Well, they took Cole Bishop. I said they was going to take a DB because think about it.
They needed to.
Just think about what Kansas City just got. Kansas City just got Xavier Worthy. It's a hell of a last name too, by the way. They got Xavier Worthy, who is a track star. Killian K-Dub, I think he might be related to you somewhere down the line, bro. I don't care what you say, dog. He got the swag like you, bro. He got the swag like you, fam. I believe he might be your distant cousin you might not know about.
That'd be cool.
Hey, that might be a good thing for you there, K-Dub.
Hey, look, when the Falcons and the Chiefs play, that's a free ticket right there. But as you can see, I was showing a little bit of TJ Tampa's highlights. As you can see, breaks on the ball real well. Very solid corner, and he'll come up and hit you in the mouth. That is something that we don't have right now.
No, we don't.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't know this, but TJ Tampa, went to high school down in Florida, but he grew up in Jonesboro, Georgia. Born elsewhere. He was 3 years old until 15, moved from Georgia to Tampa, Florida. So he got to go through that grind of Central and South Florida in high school and getting what everybody say that's their hunting ground. He ended up getting that. So when you look at that, he's been groomed. And then he decided to go to Iowa State. Georgia recruited him, by the way. Georgia recruited him a few SEC schools. He said, no, I want to go somewhere where I can play. I'm going to develop. And you got a guy that played in bad weather. So he's used to playing in bad weather. Iowa is snow, wind, rain, and it's really nothing out there. Barry. I'm surprised they got Barry Sanders to talk. Barry don't even say hi. Shit, Barry is one of the chillest guys in the world.
You see how he was talking in the intro of the draft last night? I was thinking he don't even really talk that much.
Nope.
No.
Now just think about this. Now I got a question for y'all. Now we still talk about the draft, but I'm gonna wait till we get this pick and I'm gonna ask y'all this because I really want to know y'all honest opinion. Can you just think about what that room was like when he was at Oklahoma State? Thurman Thomas was starting over him. And
God.
Thurman is an underrated back. If you keep Barry on the sideline, you got to be a bad boy.
Bad boy.
And he only
Yeah.
and Barry only in his Ray Straw Jr. They went corner.
They got two
Dan
cornerbacks.
Campbell ain't playing.
Who did they get?
They got the kid out of Missouri that we also had. We actually had him pinpointed to come to us, but this is the
Reshaw?
cornerback that's out of Missouri. Yeah, this is
Oh
Ennis
man.
Yeah,
And
Ennis is
they
a
got
bad boy.
the cornerback from Alabama too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got Terry and Arnold too.
that's the scary part.
Yeah,
Boy,
they're
that
not playing
defense-
around. Yeah. I mean, their
Man.
pass rush was on point. It was their secondary that kind of let them down, the pass defense.
That's the thing
That's
that
why
you
they
think
got what
about.
they got.
Like, now I'm gonna go ahead and put up Ennis Ray Straw's highlights so everybody can see him if they're not watching them on TV. I promised. I said I was gonna start doing this or whatever for everybody. So you go ahead and pull this up. So we got Ennis Ray Straw's highlights coming up, but he definitely would fit this system very well. Lord knows. So
Hold on. Well, guys, I got a question for y'all. I mean, in this, with the remaining picks we have, what areas do you want to see addressed to feel confident or just feel like, okay, I see where we're going?
I would have to probably say, as I said before, we got to get the secondary right. That safety position, yeah, we got DeMarco Helms, but we also saw that depth is a problem. You got to have corners. You can never have enough corners, and you can never have enough safety. And
Agreed.
it's time for Richie. It's time for Richie Grant to go.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Richie.
Yeah,
No
Richie
lie.
Grant got to go.
Hold on. No.
Say what? I guess somebody stopped. Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going on mute or something.
I guess Chris went on mute or something like that. He's actually frozen. I think.
Oh.
Yep, he's frozen. He'll come back.
Oh yeah, he froze.
He froze. So what I was saying with that is, Detroit is one of those. Detroit is one of those teams now where Dan Campbell has established that culture, and not just establishing the culture. It's just one of those things. And as you can see, Rakestraw is the guy. He comes out. He can actually play. Like I said, he's a man-to-man cover corner, bump and run. He'll come up and hit you. As you see, that's actually Ra Thomas right there. So again, and as you see, he's not scared to come up and hit. So that's one of the most dangerous corners out of this draft. And that was a guy that I would have loved to have. But hey, we don't have him. Good luck, young man, and have a great career. But like I said, we need to get us a solid corner. So here's the question I have for you guys. The next player that we have, Foot stepped out. The next player that we would look at on the defensive side of the ball, what edge rushers would you like to see that's out here right now? If we could get an edge rusher at this point.
What about the boy from Washington, the edge? Was it Bryce? I can't think of his last name. He's an outside linebacker that played with Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's pretty good.
That would, Jimmy, that's Jimmy, Jimmy Lake gonna probably get one of his guys. That might happen. That might happen.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Like I said, they had some good players out there, on that West Coast this particular year.
Now here's the thing. You still have Jonah. You still have Jonah Ellis, Caden Ellis' little brother, that's still out here right now.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. That's another one we could get.
Yo, you talking about so Braylon Trice is the guy out of Washington.
Yeah.
Jonah Ellis is out of Utah. He's a little short, 2 inches shorter. He's got him by 3 pounds, and he actually has a little bit of a high. They're actually rated the same. Jonah Ellis, Caden Ellis' little brother, is a monster. Is a monster. So now we have you guys coming back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hearing you. I mean, and did the Oregon guy go? I can't remember. It's like Duralis or Duro or he's a defensive. Huh?
You say he's a defensive what?
He's a edge. Well, they said he's an edge, but he can play D tackle, and he can move around that whole defensive line basically.
I don't know yet.
He's from
I just
Oregon.
know.
That's all I remember. I
No,
wish
I
I wrote
haven't.
his name
No,
down.
they have.
And,
No, we haven't seen him yet. Now, here's
Okay.
the other thing.
you know,
There's a guy that's in this
and
draft. His name's Miles Cole. He's a defensive end out of Texas Tech. He's nice with it. That is a
Oh
guy
yeah.
that I. That's a guy that I would also trust coming out. All right, the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
yeah, they got an offensive tackle from BYU, Kingsley. God
Oh
Oh
man,
damn,
that
no,
I think that's the okay. Kings. I think that's the guy that Smitty was talking about back. Or wait a
yeah,
minute,
Smitty.
in
Smitty
BYU.
had him. Yeah, Smitty had him profile. Smitty actually had him profiled on his show.
Mm-hmm.
Smitty profiled him.
All right. All right.
So that's one
they
of the
making
guys. That's
sure.
one of the guys that you can have. But
Oh
again,
God,
so you still have some guys that's out there. You still have Richard Jaboner. That's how you pronounce it. He's out of
Mm-hmm.
Troy. Last great defensive end out of Troy was the great Demarcus Ware. Then you still have
yep.
Jordan Davis out of Mississippi State. There's a lot of guys that you're going to get in the third and fourth round, and it's a lot of diamonds out there that need to be cut. Guys that still can be developed, and it's a ton. It's a ton out here. So the question I have for y'all is this: what do you think is going to happen? I mean, just us bringing in talent. Do you think we might go offensive line, grab a center, or do you think we're gonna go defense when we get to 74? Because we're only 10 picks away.
We need it. We need a DB. That can need. If you're trying to improve,
And
we need.
I think
That's a
I
need.
think Miami probably got the best of both worlds. They got Chop Robinson and they got an offensive tackle. So I think they got the
Mm-hmm.
best of both worlds at this point.
We got to make up from ground.
Yeah.
We got to make up from
Most
ground.
definitely.
I'm just saying. Would it shock anybody if the 49ers collect?
So
I
with the
want to say
49ers, so just think about it. With the 49ers, I think it's really gonna be a little different. I'll just say
All
that. I
right.
think it's really gonna be different with the 49ers because they already took a wide receiver. They have a lot of things that they need to grab at this point because they've lost receivers. You know what I'm saying? Because we got one. You got Brandon Ayuk who's gonna leave, so Ricky Pearsall is there to replace it. The other thing I
then
would look at for Frisco at this point, I would say they do need another tight end to go along with that system because that Shanahan system is a two tight end system that they use.
they, they might get that dude from Ohio State then.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that happening.
I could see Shanahan going for a tight end. Or what about Brandon Allen? Do you think he would go there? They would go there,
Maybe
that running back? Just
he
yeah,
might.
to give someone to give what you call it, a little bit of relief.
One thing about him, he got to be able to catch out the backfield.
He might go for that. I would say he might go for that, but
Uh,
I
what
really couldn't say if he would or wouldn't.
are we still in the second or are we in the third?
We're still in the
Nah,
second.
we no, we don't
Okay.
get no, we're not. We don't get to the third till like the 80th. Like forgot.
Yep, we're still in the second. We like I said, we have, as I said before, we have 74 coming up soon, but now we're
They might
nine
they
picks
might go
away.
cornerback. They might go cornerback. They might get them a cornerback.
Mm.
And I pray to God they don't get TJ Tampa. See,
Yeah, I
Most
know.
definitely.
I know.
that'll crush my heart.
I've been batting 1,000 with everybody getting the picks that I've been putting out. Everybody
Yeah.
else getting them.
Don't you hate that? It's like, okay, here's the guys. Oh yeah, I like this guy. Oh, I like this guy. Oh, why are we losing these guys?
If we needed to be aggressive,
Uh,
that's the guy I would have been aggressive with. TJ Tampa. Jesus Christ.
Well, he's still on the board.
Yeah, I don't think he get past the 49ers. Or I don't think he get
mm-hmm.
past Carolina. I don't think he get past Carolina, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
I
Well,
just think it's gonna be interesting. Hold on. What if
Yeah.
what if Atlanta just trade would come out and trade back down to get more picks? You think the Falcons can do that?
It's a possibility,
I
depending on what
mean,
team is desperate.
yeah.
But at this point, no.
I
If
mean,
you wanted to
me,
trade,
yeah.
hold up, Chris. If you
No,
wanted
I'm
to trade
sorry.
back, it would have been the eighth pick.
True.
It'd have been the
And you
eighth
know
pick.
what? And you know what? I learned something today. They did try to trade back in the first round to get Latu. They wanted him, but he was off the board.
Well, we knew
And we
Latu was
couldn't
gonna go off the board early anyway.
and they wanted him. And they couldn't find a trade partner and he went off the board.
But here's the
Terry
thing.
Fonda Terry Fonda was gonna do a double.
Well, think about it. Terry was gonna do a double, but you knew he wasn't gonna last. You knew he wasn't gonna last past the first. That was either
No.
it was either you was gonna get a D lineman or you was gonna get a quarterback at this point for the
No.
future. Because
You weren't
it's a
you weren't
ton
gonna
of
do what you
defensive ends that are gonna be coming around pretty soon.
you weren't
Edge
gonna
rushers are
do.
out. Huh?
No, I was just gonna say you weren't gonna pull a Houston. They got their quarterback
Yeah.
and freaking at the and back
Well,
to
they
back.
were in the
Back to
top two
back.
already.
Yeah. They got 2 and 3 actually, because they got CJ Stroud that second pick.
Will
Third pick
Anderson.
they traded with Arizona.
They got a cornerback. They got
Who's that?
Ronaldo Green. 49ers got
San
Ronaldo
Francisco.
Green. Ronaldo
Oh,
Green.
I
okay.
called it.
Oh yeah, FSU. Okay.
Yep. I called it. I said it, homeboy. I said they were gonna go corner. I'm
Mm.
just glad it ain't. So TJ Tampa is still on the board. Let him
Why is
drop.
he
Let
still
him
on the
drop.
board?
Yeah, keep dropping. Keep dropping. Let's not. Yeah.
Do you think Terry will pull the trigger?
If Terry pulls the trigger, I believe. Here's my thing. I believe it's either going to be TJ Tampa or it's going to be the safety out of Kansas because we need a safety too.
Right. I agree with that.
Is that is damn? Is everybody blacking out right now?
I'm
No,
right
I'm
here.
here.
Okay, no, I was just
I'm
checking.
here. Uh oh, we got a trade alert. Trade alert. Trade alert.
Yep.
We got a trade alert. We got a trade alert. New York Jets are on the clock. Jet. And they're picking
I
again.
just
They ain't
wonder.
even wasted. Okay.
Nah, the Jets never wait. Jets ain't gonna waste it. Right? Look, they in win now mode. They only got Aaron Rodgers for the next couple of years.
Do they get an offensive lineman?
Hmm,
Do
who
they go O
knows?
line with their pick? Because you
And
need
didn't
to
they go
All,
O
protect.
all I
line
can
with
say
their
is who
first
knows.
pick?
What you got, Wallace?
Do they? I think they might go offensive line.
You think they're gonna go O line?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go offense. They
Oh,
need to protect Aaron Rodgers. If you got him for
I
one
yeah.
thought
more
they
But
year,
I
you
thought
that
they
better
would
picked
be
the
protect him.
smart.
offensive lineman with their first pick.
Yeah, but
But it would be smart to get even more at this
yeah,
point.
Yeah, or
I
center.
I get a tackle. No, they got Tyron Smith though. I
But they
just thought
picked
about.
up
I
like
forgot.
three. They picked up 3 linemen in the free agency, didn't
Yeah, they got Tyron
Yeah, they
Smith.
got some old linemen in the free agency, but here's the thing: they didn't have a lot of depth last year, Wallace. That's the reason why they grabbing them.
Like I said, they do not want Aaron Rodgers to get hurt. They don't want him to get touched. They got too many banked on this.
Well, they got it. Well, they always put us at
Either
the
that,
end, but it's all good. I'm sitting here looking at these
either that.
military folks. They always
Hey
keep us
man,
next to the Air Force people.
they?
what?
They always keep look. They
What?
always keep us Coast Guard folk next to the Air
Don't be
Force.
like,
Man.
don't be like that. Don't be like that, man. Don't be like that, man.
Hey man, you got to keep the
Army
2C
strong,
going, sir. Look, you got to keep the 2C going services together, man. That's how you supposed to do it.
man. Army strong over here, man. Army strong over here.
Hey man, tighten up, man. Look, is first off, that's a polar bear right there. You got a sister in the Coast Guard
Pull.
on stage. That is a polar bear right there. We
Yeah.
just look, Coast Guard just ended up getting one of the first African American female admirals in Ms. Zeta Merchant just recently.
Yeah.
Recent. So history was just
Man, they
made
in
or
the Army
whatnot. I think
Times.
they should have had. I think they should have had Miss Merchant on the stage instead. But gotta
Yeah,
go with
but
the
I think
petty
they wanted to
officers.
give
Gotta go with the lower
they
ranking
got to get some
folks.
shine too.
Storekeeper.
Yeah, they got to
She's
get
an
some shine too.
SA1. I miss certain things about my days at sea. But boy, I do not miss doing ship stores and shore ties. I do not miss doing that. If you've ever done that before, you know what's up.
Mm.
I don't miss going to the field. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, you can have that.
No, but here's the thing. You had to take off the trash on the boat. You had to connect the shore ties, and you had to move the groceries on there in case you wanted to eat. K Dub know about them
I
ship
don't miss.
stores. He was in
I don't.
charge of that.
I mean, like I said,
I don't miss. I don't.
it was a great time in my life, but no, I do not miss it.
No.
Hey man,
I don't miss Constantina
some of the
wire.
best
I
meals
don't
were
miss
the
doing
mid racks though.
railhead.
No lie.
I don't miss
Say again.
Constantina wire. I don't miss doing putting up Constantina wire. I don't miss doing railhead. I don't miss none of it. No. Hell,
Now I don't miss none of it either.
no.
What branch were you in,
He
Wallace?
understand my pain.
I was did 20 years in the Navy.
Ooh,
Oh,
another Navy sailor.
I
Damn,
don't miss that.
ship mate.
Yeah.
Doing stand two for no freaking reason. 3 o'clock in the morning. No, man, I
Hey
don't miss
man.
that. Nope.
Hey, the worst feeling in the world, and Wallace and K Dub can remind you of this, is when you see home port and you're pulling in and they say, hey man, we need y'all to go back out for another week.
Oh Lord.
That is a horrible feeling right there. Anybody that's been on the ship know about that.
Ooh,
Oh, they got Braylon
got
Edwards. Boo.
no, they got Marlon.
Boo.
No, they got the wide receiver from West Kentucky.
So they
Corley
got
gone.
Malachi Corley. Oh boy.
Well, they got
The Jets did?
A-Rod
Yeah, the Jets got Corley already with that.
Oh
already
man,
with what they
along
had.
with Wilson, Garrett Wilson, man.
Corley. Yes.
That's a problem. Not a problem.
And remember, they got Keenan Allen too.
Yeah, guess what? And they play the AFC East, so we're good.
No, Keenan
Hey,
Allen is with Chicago.
No, not Allen.
Yeah,
It's
Keenan
Mike
Allen's
Williams,
Chicago.
right?
They got Mike Williams.
No, I'm saying it was Mike Williams that's with the Jets now. So you add that there with
Yeah.
Corley, Jesus.
Corley got Will too. Man.
Damn. That's a
Corley is a strong dude.
Is Roseman Jackson
Yep.
still out there?
Yeah, Marcus Roseman-Jackson ain't even been touched. He's gonna be a fourth. Hey, he's gonna be probably a fourth rounder, bro.
He's gonna be a fourth.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a mid fourth round pick.
He's gonna be a mid fourth rounder. They already got him projected as that.
Don't be surprised if Baltimore.
I'm just thinking of pass catches because we do need one more receiver. I'm just thinking Jazz is still out there.
I'm with you on that.
Don't be surprised.
When I say I'm with you, big dog, I'm with you on that.
Don't be surprised if Baltimore don't pick him up. They just let OBJ.
Well, you know, Baltimore love those type of guys.
Tall, lanky, catch radius.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson
Baltimore love them
favorite
type of guys.
That was a good pickup, that Corley kid. He looked nasty on tape.
Yeah, he's a good. I didn't realize he was all the way there.
Yeah.
Man.
And K Dub. Now it's something that you said about Corley when we were scouting him. Do you know? And it was something you mentioned. He gets stronger as the game goes on. You ever notice that when you watch him? If you watch him play, he gets stronger as the game goes on. He's one of them dudes that's hard to tackle.
Mm-hmm. And then you play in New York, the cold weather.
Well, he already been playing in Kentucky, so he should be straight.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You know, he's going to be built for that. He'll be able to, man, he just went to a good location. He really did. Especially if A-Rod is yeah.
Cardinals just collected Trey Benson, Florida State.
They got to build up.
Oh,
that was a good pick.
That was a good pick. Yeah.
They need all the help they can get.
And they got Chop Robinson. Jeez.
Yeah, they got
They're
Chop
do-
Robinson. They need they
yeah.
need all the help they can get. That's just
Hey,
But
yeah.
then you, but then you,
Sometimes you
but
gotta
then you
start
look at
somewhere, right?
hey, you can't be mad at that. That's just what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
Benson is a
everybody's
guy
got
who
picks.
because they need.
here's the thing. Benson is a guy who can do it all. That's the thing. He's a guy
Yeah,
that can run inside the tackles, outside the tackles, good receiver, and great straight line speed. And he's a very, very tough runner.
and
They
you know
need
what's
short.
good about Benson though is that the Cardinals got him before the San Francisco 49ers could get him. Because because
Well,
that's the kind of back that you guys were talking about that Kyle looks for.
yep. And if you add him and McCaffrey together, that's going to be a serious problem.
Woo!
Good
But
lord.
yeah,
With a healthy Debo
Arizona's
Samuel.
look.
Good grief.
Yeah, Arizona for kind of not having a whole lot, they're doing pretty good in this draft.
Yeah, they are.
No, that GM is on a lifeline. He got no choice but to hit it out the park.
Yeah,
Well,
because if he
yeah, but
don't, he got the dough.
yeah.
Next year's draft, he need this draft, next year's draft, and the blood of Jesus to keep his job.
Well, you know what? Why would you- Sorry, that I love that one. I might have to take that for next time. Oh my
Hey,
god!
I'm just saying.
just make sure when you do it or whatever, you let you give my
Oh,
man his
I will.
you
Ah,
no, not the props. I want you to give him his 10%.
oh well, we work on a tab system, and what like I was going to say,
Nah,
I have to go to my savings account to get to my checking account, back to my savings.
I need that tithe and
Oh,
offering. I need it for the building fund.
yeah, no, I got you. I got you.
Jack
I might, I
Commander got a
might.
guard. Commander got a guard. Brandon Coleman, TCU.
Ooh, man,
Big guy.
that was one. That's another player I liked.
That's a big guy. Big guard.
Yeah, he's a big one.
4, 313. God damn. Man, push
This
down.
draft is really deep.
I've been saying this draft super deep. So, but a lot of the guys that we talked about have been gone. But it's so deep. It's guys that we're not even thinking about that's out there. So you just gotta
So
sit back
Ryan,
and
what
just
do you think New England
enjoy
about
the
to
ride.
get?
At this point, I don't know.
Yeah, they've been a wild card this year.
At this point, all I can say is I don't know.
They
Hey,
might
so
they
we
might
got.
get an
Hey,
offensive lineman.
I just read what one of our viewers just said. He said the Falcons confirmed they're going to take Jack Marius Tack Trenches out of Michigan State in the third round. If you don't get your butt out of here with that, that's a long ongoing skit right there. This fool. Yeah, he been watching too much Killian Field. That's what that is.
Oh my god.
Y'all funny. Y'all got me. Look, y'all got me over here.
Jamarcus,
Dying
Jamarcus,
laughing.
Jamarcus, Jamar.
Mm.
Well, as we said
Leon
before, we
unchanged.
already know that things are gonna be a little different. So when we get all this money and everything to
Leon.
sign everybody, here's the thing, man. Once we get all this money in here to sign everybody, all I can say is, man, what do y'all think is really gonna change with these Falcons?
Hopefully their attitude. I mean, be honest with you, you got a new regime, new coaching staff. I mean, what the principles and philosophies come on, let me turn it to you though. Principles and philosophies that Coach Raheem and the coaching staff trying to bring, they just gotta cook it in, man. Hopefully they'll be able to buy it real quick. And I'm looking forward to training camp because I will be out there to see what's gonna happen. And that like you said earlier, history preseason is gonna be pretty goddamn interesting. To say the least. Cause right now I think players really gonna have to fight for their to be on their football team.
No, I got you.
I mean, if you
So
don't
what
fit,
we're
you're gonna
gonna do
have to leave.
tonight, because this has actually been a good night so far. What we're gonna do in this third round, we're going because, like I said, it's late. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna run through once we get our pick in the third round, we're gonna do our analysis and then we're gonna wrap up the show for the night because we're not gonna really be picking until tomorrow pretty
no,
much.
Yeah, 109 is
yeah.
after
Yeah, we're not
74.
picking, we're not picking till tomorrow. So after
Yeah,
so
exactly.
ladies and gentlemen, after I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen, after we get our 74th pick, we're gonna talk a little bit about it, and then we're gonna conclude for the night. And y'all might want to stay tuned because we got a new outro tonight. So kind of change things up.
Oh, sneakers.
Always listen. You always got to keep them on their toes, man.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down like 4 flats. I ain't going nowhere.
As my partner would say, you gotta crawl before you walk. Coined phrase. The phrase was coined by Killian K. Dub Worthy. So if y'all try to get some money off that, I need y'all to go ahead and give my man his 15 to 25% cut off of that. Y'all can make some money, but you're gonna give him that cut. We definitely gonna make sure he get that. Yeah, I got you, K Dub.
Got to get
All right, New England, what you about to do?
I got
All right, New England.
man.
All right.
Hold on, did Ezekiel Elliott still is on the Patriots?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
no, he's not.
Or-
No, he
Did
a
he
free
get
agent.
released?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Okay. Big Zeke.
Now I talked to old Dewey. So if y'all remember, Dewey McClain did the show for us, right? I talked to Dewey earlier today.
Yep.
Dewey likes Michael Penix. He said he just didn't like the pick that we took him at. And I was like, why? I asked him, he was like, well, he said, I wish he would have came to the league a little younger because he said that he could have played in Atlanta off the rip compared to what we've had a few years ago. He just says he hates that he's coming into the league a little older. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand this. I'm glad he's coming in a little older and a little bit more mature coming to Atlanta. I'll take a mature quarterback because everybody forgets up in Detroit or whatnot, you got Hendon Hooker or whatnot that's sitting on the bench behind Goff. And when he takes over, he's gonna be a little bit older. Well, I'm sorry, he's gonna be a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they about to Golf paid. Golf
That if he's getting to take over, then he might get traded.
I think our draft at this point, I think our draft at this point has been solid. I think we knocked it out of the park with the quarterback, regardless of everybody crying and whining about it. I think we knocked it out of the park.
Oh,
Right.
if anybody was looking to Duke and Bell, they were crying today.
Well, here's the thing.
Boy,
As Steve White said it before, we cry about everything in Atlanta. We can win a Super Bowl and we're gonna find something to cry about.
Mike Bell crying about it.
We didn't win. Look, we win the Super Bowl by a field goal. We should have put up more points. We win in the shootout. Our defense didn't stop it. So it's like, man, come on. We got to be happy about something, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
We think about it, man. We've spent so much time looking and assessing and crying. We're not looking at all the great moves that these boys have been making.
Right.
Hey, Q cut it back, man. PTSD, man. That's real.
Hey, man, you got to get over that.
That's real for their family.
Hey, you got to get over that PTSD.
We got PTSD.
Hey, give me 1 second, guys. Got to do my whoa because Cody Rhodes is in the ring.
Oh Lord. If y'all check out my man C Double, man. He talks wrestling on YouTube for all my wrestling fans out there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and promote your page for us, buddy.
Oh man, it's on C28 on the YouTube. And last Saturday we had John Chuckery, and we basically just talked wrestling. We really talked also all Atlanta sports too. So it was fun. It was like conversation. And what's funny, he's talking about, just getting, your defense, get your pass rush, get a guy that's going to make the needle or get someone that's going to make an impact on defense. And then he turns around on Twitter and goes, "Well, if you're going to get your guy, you get your guy." And I just wrote back to him, "Hey, what about I got video proof you said you want defense." So I'm waiting to hear back on that one. It was just fun, but it was great to talk to him. Really cool. And like I said, this Saturday I'm probably going to do. WWE is doing their own draft, also, like to mix their rosters up. So yeah, we'll be talking about that, and also Tony Khan being an idiot. And yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going down. On Tuesdays, I do the review for SmackDown, Raw, and whatever wrestling's got going on, and we're just having fun with it. So yeah,
Okay.
I enjoy the guys, and
All
we
right, Trevor, what you about to get?
We definitely
yeah.
appreciate you coming through tonight. Definitely always want to look out for our content creators and try
Oh
to,
yeah,
just try to spread the knowledge, man. We definitely appreciate you shouting us out on your shows, man, when
oh
the
yes.
Birdcage comes through. We
Already.
definitely appreciate it, brother.
Oh man, I mean, you guys, the eye test, so many of y'all have welcomed me into your channels and stuff, and it's like, I feel like it's just the right thing to do to bring everyone together and always shout out people because you start from somewhere. So
Yeah.
if you guys let me in, I feel like if you come to my show, I want to make sure y'all know I see you and I want to welcome you, and I always will shout y'all out because y'all do some really good stuff here, and I appreciate y'all. I may not hear y'all all the time, but I do make sure to catch up.
Nah, we appreciate it, man. We definitely just want to continue to put out great content for the people and continue to really just have people just sit back and enjoy themselves, man, and just feel like this could be a place that you can come into and you feel more like a family environment and you don't have to get smashed. That's something that we
No
do
doubt,
here.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Somebody, wait a minute, I got somebody that
Well,
slid in. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Oh, we got one of our other
we
members of the
got
magnificent Birdcage crew. He's one of the hardest working men in the world. I call him the White James Brown. We got Coach Brand in the
Uh
building.
oh.
Oh,
Uh
Coach
oh.
Brand, good to see
Hey,
you.
Coach
what's
Brent.
going on, everybody?
Harbaugh
What's
got his
up?
Michigan, man. What's going?
Uh,
Coach Brent, good to see you,
du-
my man.
Duty has called the last couple of evenings. I've been very busy, so I'm just playing a little catch up right now.
That's what's up.
That
So,
was
what do you
up.
think about us drafting a Roro? Because me and you talked about either Newton or Sweat, and we went a Roro, Coach.
Hey, you got to trust the management and the coach right now. They got a vision. Let them do it.
Okay.
No,
Now, speak now. You were very boisterous about the pick that we had with Penix. I want to hear what your opinion is, so the people out here can know.
Well, we've talked about anchor positions all along. There's four positions. If you identify your guy, you go get him. You go
Hmm.
get him. So, Ryan, did you share the message that I sent out earlier from our guy that's my buddy on talk radio here in Knoxville?
No, I didn't send that out. You go ahead and tell everybody.
No, you go ahead and just tell them what it said. Read it
So
real quick.
I had to pull it back up. So,
Everybody listen to this. This will give you some
so the
historical
Falcons.
information.
So here you go. The counterpoint on the Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. It says, when was the last time it didn't work out for a team who drafted a quarterback, the next quarterback early, and had a veteran quarterback? You go back to Pat Mahomes, Alex Smith, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn, Carson Wentz, and Jalen Hurts. And I gotta throw my all-time duo in it. You got Montana and you got Steve Young, and I'm gonna give you another one. I'm gonna go 70s because I'm a historian. Rest in peace to Joy's father. If you know about the Dungeon Family, Joy was an R&B singer. Her dad is the legendary Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam and Terry Bradshaw. So if you're gonna go to that, if you're gonna go to that or whatnot, you gotta go back and look at every team that's had quarterback competition has literally either been a playoff team and they won or won Super Bowls. You look at the Dolphins with Earl Morrall and Bob Greasy. You look at the Washington Redskins in the 80s when you had Jay Schrader and Doug Williams together. I mean, every time you've had quarterback competition, Super Bowls have been won.
Jordan Love is the only one on that list that hasn't been to a Super Bowl,
Exactly.
and
So
he
it's
was
a
right
good
there
thing.
this year. Yes. Yep. So there's a little factual information, a little bullet in the holster for Raheem and Terry.
Of course. So for those of y'all
And did
crying about it, just go ahead and get your Kleenexes. Go ahead and just let it go. It's okay. As the song says, let it go, let it go. You know, I gotta hit a little Frozen for y'all. But I mean, at this point, I'm wearing the jersey of a Hall of Famer that we let go early. Let him go too early. I think we keep Brett Favre here. Maybe he doesn't kill himself. Maybe he becomes the quarterback that we think he's gonna be.
Ryan, if he would have graduated from Mississippi State instead of Southern Miss, he might have made it.
All right, we're
Damn
getting
Jerry
close. We're getting
Glanville.
close, fellas.
Oh, we 3 picks away.
Who's in there again?
I'm catching
Isaiah
up.
Adams is a bad boy.
I'm catching up. Has Newton got drafted yet?
Yeah, Newton
Yeah.
already got drafted.
Who picked
Yeah,
him up?
Oh, yeah,
he went to the
gone.
Commanders.
Yep.
Oh wow, I
To the
like him
Commander.
a lot.
Dan Quinn. Yeah, Dan Quinn was
Dan
like,
Quinn
I'm
wasn't
going
Dan
to
Quinn
catch
wasn't gonna
up.
wait. He pulled the
Exactly.
trigger.
Yeah.
Who do you get?
No, we were talking about Dan Quinn, who he picked or whatever.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
I was like,
you didn't miss anything.
all right,
So
Tampa hasn't been picked yet, has he?
no, TJ Tampa
Good.
hasn't been picked. The last cornerback that was picked was Andrew Phillips out of
Yeah.
Kentucky,
Oh wow,
and the
Yeah.
Giants picked him.
wow. Okay, I didn't
I'm gonna
expect
be pissed.
Philip.
I'm gonna be pissed if the Carolina Panthers pick him. Lord, I'm gonna be pissed if the
Or the
Panthers
Dallas
pick TJ
Cowboys.
Tampa.
Or the Dallas Cowboys.
What's going on, Ray? What's going on,
Mhm.
Miss BATL? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Thank y'all for dropping through the bird cage. We're definitely, like I said, we're on our last legs right now because the rest of the draft, you guys can catch that, but we got to keep these Falcons up to date on here. Talk about these players that we're bringing in. So,
Mhm.
Has Lad been picked up yet?
yep, Lad
Yeah.
got picked up early.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lad was the
Yeah.
second.
He could charge.
Yeah. He
He
a
a charge.
Charger. He's
He a
over with
Charger, Brent.
Harbaugh.
Wow, that's impressive right there. That's
Mhm.
good for
Well,
him.
Brent, you said earlier this morning, you said Lad's gonna be probably going and I gotta give Brent his credit. Brent said Jim Harbaugh would probably take Lad McConkey if he was there. Brent told me that this morning when he called me on the phone.
He can run. He can catch. He's a baller.
And Brent said if
I know
Harbaugh
Justin
passed on
Herbert
him,
like
Atlanta
that.
probably would have taken him.
Mhm.
Look, K Dub
Yeah.
would have been on
I
the
saw a
ceiling. He
lot of.
already got
Yeah.
if he'd have got the receiver, K Dub, we'd have had to peel him off the ceiling.
Oh yeah. He
So
definitely got
Carolina's
Spider-Man.
in and Dallas and then us. So wow. Javon Bell hasn't even been picked yet. Tight end for South Carolina. He's still on the board
I'm
too.
surprised he ain't got.
Yeah, I
What if
thought
they
the
go
Raiders
pick
would have
him
went
up
that way,
with this pick?
but they took the kid from Oregon.
I hope the
So
Cowboys pick like the fifth ranked punter out of Western Michigan or something like that. That'd tickle me to death.
If Dallas Cowboys are smart, they better get them a
That would
running
just tickle me to death if they got somebody
Oh my
like that.
God, that would be hilarious.
My
yeah,
brother-in-law's a Cowboys fan too,
They
and I
bet.
would have to talk smack to him.
your brother-in-law ain't rap too tight being a Cowboy fan.
Nah, I let him know
Man,
that on the
He really
regular.
ain't.
That's as bad as
He
being a
really
Saints fan.
I was out of state when he lost his
Mhm.
sister, so I was just to say that.
ain't. Hurt me to my core. Yo, he still up there? So
And
you
I
think
gotta
Carolina gonna
give
go
it.
get some
So hold up.
line help?
Now here's the thing I gotta give my boy real quick. I gotta give a shout out to K Dub because so far in this draft with the Falcons, he's been spot on with the way that we've been moving. With quarterback spot, defensive tackle, we kind of disagreed on. But again, he said none of those guys probably would be taken. So I got to give him his props on that. So he's been spot on so far with the Falcons draft. So I want to make sure I publicly say you got it, bro. You've been doing your thing.
Yeah, man. We just got to see who's
Good job,
going to get to 74, and hopefully it's some guys that a guy that can really help us moving forward. Either receiver, a safety, a corner, or in that nature, that spot. But or maybe, like I said, if it's Van Granger at center. But
I'm fine with that.
Let's go ahead and see. We got coming up to 74. Let's see what we get.
Brant.
Yes.
You remember that kid, Zach Frazier, I told you about, the center out of West Virginia?
Yes.
Zach Frazier was taken already by Pittsburgh.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That hurt my look. Everybody saw my face, but my feelings was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got
Carolina,
Foot back in the house.
Carolina Panthers just collected.
Oh, he's a good one.
Wallen,
He can play.
linebacker, Kentucky. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That kid's a ball player.
And I would say he probably will remind you a little bit of a little crossing between Dan Morgan and little Sam Mills with his attitude.
6'1", 240. Yeah.
Yeah. The difference is he's way bigger than Sam Mills, but he's got the attitude that Sam Mills had. God rest his soul. The Sam Mills was a pain in our butts. Yeah. And think about it, Sam Mills was a pain in our ass for some years.
Yeah. And he got quitting too. You want him 4 or 5.
If you notice, Reed reacts straight down the line, good hips, good hands. And then he shoots the gap. He shoots the gap like it's no problem.
I would have took him.
But you got the sound right?
The cat.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
We still got, is Wallace still there?
Cowboy.
Oh, he stepped off. I'm not gonna take him out of the chat, but I'm gonna just move
All right.
off the screen till you get
74.
back. Let's go.
Are we on 74 finally?
Again.
Nope, we're on 73 right now.
Not yet.
Dallas
All right. All right.
What's up,
Hey,
K-Dub?
come on, old man.
Cowboy.
Come on, Jerry Jones. Pick your people.
What's up, Coach?
Don't you dare get my Tampa.
Cowboy collected Cooper Beebe. Guard.
That's fine. He can have BB.
They trying to.
That's
Jerry is
yeah.
trying to keep that.
All right.
Hey, I got to show you.
Let's go. It's 74, baby. It's time for the Falcons to choose. Let's go.
All right.
We got a new mascot this year. If I can get him to
Uh-oh.
calm down.
Uh-oh.
He's
We got a
making
new
his
mascot,
television debut.
everybody.
Neo.
Oh.
We got Neo.
Neo might bring some good luck to this next draft pick.
You notice that collar?
Yep. You got that Falcon collar. I see it.
Mm.
That's right.
He's wild. He's got to get down.
Not bad.
All right. I like this pick, man. That was a pretty good pick, though. That BB is not. He ain't no small guy.
But think about
Road
it. Jerry
grader.
Jones is,
The pick is in.
let's go.
Picks in. Come on.
Hey, that was
What
quick.
y'all think?
They got somebody in mind right here.
Damn straight they got somebody in mind.
Defense, come on. Come on,
Defense,
come on,
let's go.
TJ. Give me TJ.
Let's go.
Please give me
TJ.
Please give me TJ.
I'm with
Give
you.
me TJ.
Come on.
All right. Collection again.
Let's go, fellas.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, look at Bad Moon Rising. Bad Moon Rising. I like that jacket.
I got the 91 jersey on today, so I
know who
got
we
my
got.
91.
Y'all are going to like this. I just got it early. You're going to like this pick.
Ooh.
You're going to like it.
Wait a minute.
Ooh,
Wait a minute. Let's go.
Traylon Trey.
Yes, sir.
Traylon Trey.
Yes.
I'll take it.
Traylon Trey.
Yes.
Jerry said, hey, look,
Yes,
Jerry
sir.
let me work.
Uh-huh.
That's what's up.
I'll take it. Braylon Trice out of Washington. I'll take it.
I'm angry.
Yep.
Not.
We went back to Washington
I'll
again.
take that.
I'll take it.
I'm angry.
Well,
I'll take that.
hey, here's the question.
No.
Did I
I'm
not say
messing
Jimmy
around,
Lake was
guys.
gonna
I'm
get one
joking.
of-
If anyone heard me.
Hey, did I not say earlier Jimmy Lake was gonna get one of his guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I said we was going back
got
to that
him.
Washington well again.
You said that, and I said Jimmy Lake was gonna get one of his guys. So there we go.
That's a good pick.
Can everybody
Solid
chill
pick.
out? Gotta end.
I'll take that.
gee.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually liking this. I'm liking this. I like that we got the pass rusher, and I like that we got a big boy in the middle. So, I'm still a little agitated, but like I said, this is tolerable.
I'm telling y'all, tomorrow in the 5th round, we're going to take my guy at corner. I've been beating that drum for a long time.
Oh, come on,
But
Haddon.
we're going to get him. We're going to get
Oh,
him.
Wallace. I'm sorry, Wallace was up. Wallace was back up here. I didn't know. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's the edge rusher. So, how do y'all feel about this edge rusher?
Like it.
Good.
I like when I called out that we might get.
I agree with
I'm
you.
down with it.
So now that our draft is concluded for today, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and go around the panel and we're gonna let guys rate this, and I'm gonna be the last one to rate it because I'm gonna shut it down. So starting off with Wallace, we're gonna go Wallace, Coach Brant, C-Dub, Foot, K-Dub, Landon, and myself. We're gonna go reverse. Well, did he leave? Damn. I guess he left. I guess Graybeard stepped out. So let's go ahead and start with Wallace. Wallace, go ahead, buddy. What you think?
I think we did a good job so far. Fill some holes that that we needed, and add it to the group that we already have, to the players we already have.
Okay. Foot.
I'm satisfied, man. I think it's a solid draft so far, right? If I was to rate it as a whole, all the picks, probably B plus. B plus.
Okay. I can roll with it. Chris.
All right. Honestly, like I said, I was really aggravated after round 1, but I will tell you after round 2 and 3, I'm pleasantly surprised. I will say that. I thought, they would try to do some wild stuff, but I like the D tackle. I like the pick of Braylon Trice. That was another guy that I like picking up on. So, like I said, I'm going to give it a B because we still have to see what round 3 is going to look like. But so, like I said, they really ticked into another gear, and I'm really impressed with that one. That was pretty cool.
Okay. Coach Brant.
We're addressing needs. We're addressing needs. And tomorrow is when the draft is made. This is your meat and potatoes. We're past the vanity and the fanfare now. We're going to get down to the guys that are going to be the rank and file members, per se, of your football team from here on out. So I like it. We've addressed 2 anchor positions that we needed. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, I want to say this real quick. And usually the third day, the Falcons really do well in round 4. Usually round 5, they do really well. So I'm intrigued by that too.
Come on,
I've been saying this all draft. Go ahead, K-Dub.
Yeah, man, we got more picks for tomorrow. That's our sweet spot. I think the pressure is off. A lot of people are still watching the draft, but a lot of people aren't watching the draft that last day. So so far I believe we got at least a B plus, and it could turn into an A minus. But I'm just kind of I gotta do a little bit more delving into our D tackle that we took out of Clemson. But I want to say we got a B plus so far. I feel like Coach Brant said, we hit the needs. And we stuck to our guns. We went after guys that we like, that are great for the Falcon organization. There's a lot of guys that we thought even I thought that we may go after. But but to the compliment of those players, they went a lot earlier than the picks that we had. So that's a testament to the players that we were looking at. But like I said, we hit our sweet spots in the fifth. And the fifth and sixth round and later rounds, and we get a superstar potential out of those guys. So if we're going true to form, if they did their homework, we should come out of there with a B plus, even day 3, and then at least end up with a B plus or A minus draft grade. I got high hopes for the two dope boys in the Cadillac. You just got to continue to keep the faith.
Hey, y'all can fact check me on this, but just another little something for everybody on the Penix stuff, which I'm good with it. I believe he's the only quarterback in football to throw for 4,500 yards twice, back to back in football. Y'all can fact check me on that, but I'm almost positive that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
dang,
you don't throw for that many yards without being an accurate passer and not turning the ball over, and that's what we need.
Chicago just landed a hell of a tackle quietly, 6'2", 300, and a little over 350. Big kid out of Yale. Definitely one of the best pass rushers. I mean, best pass blocks. Actually bigger than 6'2". I'm sorry. He's over 6'6". My bad. But anywho, I'll go ahead and talk about my evaluation of the draft. We knocked it out on the first night. Roro, it's got to be something that they really like about about this kid, and that's the reason we took him. I still want to see a little bit more of him. I watched college football. He was a guy that I wasn't high on, but maybe he might flourish in this 3-4 system, even though he's a 5 technique and not a 0 technique, and he plays a 3 technique as well. But again, got to trust the process, which I'm gonna do. He got on that logo. It's logo biz over here, so I'm okay with it. Getting Trice was major. If we didn't go corner, we went edge, which was major. And Trice was a very solid defensive end this year. So if you go back and look at the film, you look at the numbers, minus the Michigan game that he played in the national championship, Trice was very dominant. So I'm okay with it. I'll give it like this. You gave him a B plus, I'm giving him a B. I'm not giving him a B plus. I still need to see the rest of the draft before I try to give a whole overall grade. So far, it's a B. It's a solid B right now.
No, man, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you giving a B, I'm just giving a B plus. It could go to.
Oh no. I know you gave a B plus, and Foot gave a B plus too.
Right.
I was just saying, y'all. I'm saying for you and Foot. I'm saying me. I'm giving a solid B. So
that's fine. I mean, but you got to explain why you're not giving it a plus.
Well, the reason I said we traded up to get a guy that we could have gotten if we would have sat.
Broncos.
Well, I mean, what's to say he was set? I mean, it was a run on D tackle. We don't know if he covered him again.
And Jonah Ellis is going to Denver. That was who I wanted at the edge, but I'm good with Trice too. That's Caden Ellis' little brother that just got drafted.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we got our edge guy. I mean, we got our D tackle.
We got our edge D line. Let's see how this works out.
So all the people that were clamoring for that at 8. Hey, look, man, we got Penix, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, we got our guy. Let's go.
Hey, we're getting it. Everybody's forgetting I know we're going to play multiple fronts, but that 3-4, guess who's going to be walking up off the edge a lot this year? That'd be Mr. Troy Anderson. So y'all don't forget about that. Don't forget about him. He's already there.
Not at all. So we'll be back tomorrow to wrap up, catch up on some of the draft picks. I want to thank you guys for coming through. Coach Brant. We got Foot. Thank you. Wallace. And K-Dub. Definitely got the new outro for you guys. Check us out tomorrow. We got some things happening, and we appreciate y'all for coming through. We love you. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy your families.